And I will say for your love and your grace, for your faithfulness each day. All honor, glory to that He's been so good to me. Ain't no, ain't no, ain't no star. Ain't no, ain't no, ain't no star. Luciano Simão. Luciano Simão. Yeah. Well, a very good morning live here from the London studio. I say a very good morning to all our viewers and our listeners from around the world. And welcome again to Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I say a very good morning. And here we go again. It's the Friday edition. And this is how we do it every Friday. And Monday to Sunday. And most important, for those of you that are watching us, remember, it is your African and Caribbean radio station in London that brings you the best news and what is happening from around the globe. But for now, we'll be talking about so many of the news happening and coming from Nigeria. Most important, the one that will be in London for the next 2 weeks, which is the president of the country. Well, not too bad. I always say, we've got to be grateful as long as we are alive. There's so many things that is happening around us on a daily basis. But for those of us that are alive, we got to give glory. Yes, sometimes we want more as human beings. That is just, the way life is. People always want more. But, when you wake up and you have, the opportunity. Just before I came on air, I've been to my local store and I was having a conversation with the just as usual this kind of conversation with the till checker, and we were discussing. She said she's stressed out. She would have loved to have an holiday, and I said yes. I mean 2 weeks would have been good for her. I asked her where she's from. She's from Turkey, And I said, oh, I was there 2019, where I was also spending a couple of holidays. But the whole COVID have actually changed the whole scenario of the way we live. People are stressed out. But she pointed out a few things that, it seems, the COVID have literally overtaken so many other issues happening to humanity. We talk about the cancer, we talk about other illness as well. And I was able to tell her that, I just came back from Nigeria, 6 months on the ground, and I saw that more people are dying, not just of COVID, people are dying of hunger on a daily basis. And the next thing she has to say, the world does not care about the situation of humanity.
Doesn't well care about the situation of humanity if you're listening to us this morning. What do you think about all that? Well, so live because is here, and we are going to look at what is happening in Nigeria. We care about that. What about that? You can do us a massive favor. Share the broadcast with your friends and that one and invite them to like our page. So now let's come to you. The president is coming once again to the UK. As we know, for health tourism. But the question is, how many Nigerians can say, okay, my wife or my son or my children are not feeling well, and we are taking them or flying them up to London for the treatment, but they are paying their taxes.
Well, the first question we need to ask ourselves is, why is it that, the president loves to be in London for his medical treatment? Fair enough, the argument will be this is the way he has been able to take those treatments before he become the president. And that means, the doctors here knows him much better, than the doctors or the physician or the medical practitioner in Nigeria. My question then is, this is a president that came on the platter of gold, if you want to put it that way. I mean, in 2014, he tried it, he won. But prior to that, he has been given a lot of gold, in terms of becoming the president. But you would have expected a president that have been there for the last 6 years to have been able to maintain the best medical facility, not just for himself, but for millions of Nigerians across the country. But the question you ask is, do Nigerians of today have access to hospital or quality healthcare in Europe? Wow. You've not even talked about the UCH is one of the most poorest, healthcare that you can think of. You talk about the island mortality in Lagos. You talk about the one in Ogun State. You talk about the one in Akure, in Ondo State, in Osun State, in the southeast, in the northwest of the country. And the question is also the same thing. The whole medical, architect of Nigeria is completely broken loose. I mean, if you are lucky enough to have family that can take care of you, then you are one of the millions of people that are enjoying, because you will have to be sent to a private clinic or a private hospital. We've been to the hospital before while I was in Nigeria. I've not been able to travel down to any of the hospital while I was on ground for the last 6 months, but we have a lot of intelligence that we were getting out of those hospitals, and I can tell you, those hospitals is not even worth putting an animal inside.
Oh wow, wow, wow. The other time I was driving, and before me was a vehicle, and it's written on it, animal ambulance. And I put my, I just shook my head because I was like, even here, even animals are that important. But when you go to Nigeria, you go to Ghana, you go to all these countries, you ask yourself the question that assuming somebody is ill in my community, will there be an ambulance to even take the person? Let's say even there is nothing in it, to just take the person under the siren, to get to the hospital on time for the treatment that the person has to receive. No, because our leaders, they can afford to come here. What about you if you are listening to one? It is not ready. You can let me say good morning to you, man, in your safe. Say good morning to you all, and we say morning to you as well. Okay, Yomi, let's move on to some of the other stories. Go over to you.
Once again, I'm sure the Nigerians diaspora are preparing for another engagement at the Abuja House this weekend. In terms of the president arriving, despite public criticism of his previous trip, including one at the period doctors in Nigeria were on strike, the Nigerian leader, who has spent 6 years in office, appears unperturbed by what critics have described as medical tourism. According to Femi Adesina, the spokesman for the president, confirmed the latest trip in the statement yesterday in Abuja, and he's not only going to be back in any time soon, he will be back in the country, the second week of July. But while I was on air yesterday, when I picked up that story, a lot of people were like, oh, maybe because I was at number 10 Downing Street and asking those boiling question to the Prime Minister, in terms of the genocide in the country, whether he's aware, and maybe part of that is reason why, the president will be in London. That's something I cannot confirm, but all I can say is, the president will be in London for the next 2 weeks, and he will also be welcomed by so many protesters that are already gathering their momentum to make it down, to the Abuja house. I will be giving more information on that, before the end of the program. Now, let's look at some of the other headline of the news coming out of Nigeria. This morning, once again, if you've just joined us, this is, Star Radio UK, and this is the Friday edition, and we say, thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday means for those of us living in the UK, you probably go into your bank account and the jobs that you've done last week will be paid into it. It's similar to Nigeria, where nothing of such does happen for so many Nigerians, hardworking, but yet salary doesn't get to be paid as well. Northeast Nigerian conflict killed more than 300,000 children, according to the United Nations. This is a staggering numbers of death, when it comes to the children of tomorrow are being slaughtered, killed, for reason that is got nothing to do with them. A study that was published by the United Nations DP Fund, death toll caused by the 12 years of violence is 10 times higher than the previous estimated. According to children younger than 5 account for more than 9 out of 10. Those killed due to armed group violence, with 170 dying every day, according to the United Nations. A 12-year-old conflict in the northeast Nigeria has caused directly and indirectly the death of over 350,000 people, the vast majority of which are children below the age of 5. United Nations found in a new report the death toll given by the UN Development Program in a new study on the war and its effect on the livelihood was published yesterday, and is 10 times higher than the previous estimate of about 35,000 based only on those killed in fighting in Nigeria since the violence. The armed group Boko Haram launched their uprising in 2009, displacing more than 2 million people from their homes. And I saw yesterday, the British, diplomat, the Canadian diplomat, traveled to Borno State to talk about those in the IDP, the internal displaced people. Mr. Archie, it is quite sad to look at the situation. I also had, $30 million will be allocated as well, but the Borno State Governor Zulum, quickly, raised the question to say some of this money and never get to the ground for those that is needing it because it's also filtering to the corruption. Could it mean that money that is donated to those in the IDP, just as we know, also eventually get to people that are not meant to have it as well? I'm going to come back to you in just about a minute, but let's look at some other headline quickly, and then I'll be coming back straightly back to you in the studio. If you're sending money up to your loved ones, remember to use SendWave, and don't forget to use Star Radio UK code as well. We talked about the Super TV CEO that was killed in Lagos, some few weeks ago now. According to the update, suspect fathers arrested, lecturers, classmates shocked, Unilag silent about it as well. Let's talk about that story a little bit because that was a lot of controversy, to the story behind it as well. According to what we have as well, men of the Lagos State Police Command have now arrested the father of Chidima Ujuku, who allegedly stabbed the chief executive officer of a Super TV. No, his name is Usofo Otage to death. According to the top police source, who pleaded and not to be put out because he was not authorized to speak on the matter, said that the suspect and her father were arrested at their residence at number 57 Akinwumi Street, Alagomeji Yaba, in the southwest of the country on Wednesday. The source said the father was arrested for resisting Chidima's arrest and for becoming violent with policemen who went to apprehend her as well. Let's take one more, and then I'll come back again to you in the studio. Let's go back and talk about the Afenifere or Heinze. Pandit insists on restructuring ahead of talks with ACF. A lot of people believe it's no longer time for restructuring, but these groups of people believe that restructuring is still the best option for the country. According to the two major social political groups in the North Central, the Middle Belt Forum and the Southern Kaduna People's Union have de-associated themselves from the Pan-Northern Association and the Arewa Consultative Forum. According to the MBF and the Sukapu, in a separate interview yesterday said, although they were not opposed to the ACF's planning meeting with Southern groups, they were not part of the Arewa Forum. The organization stated this as the Southern groups said the need to restructure the country will be raised at the meeting. These are the meetings that have been held for the last over 30, 40 years, but no restructure has come up. The federal government or the current APC party told Nigerians, and I saw that article again yesterday, that they will restructure the country. Let me see what the headline was there during their campaign, because I was able to pick that up, I think, at the early hours of this morning while I was doing my my rotating, good global trotting, as we normally call it on Star Radio UK. But the feelings of those, and this is how it stated, how it started 2015, according to the APC. I will restructure Nigeria for a genuine transformation. Muhammadu Buhari, the All Progressive Party. Now, in 2021, those calling for restructuring are ignorant. Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. My name is Olayomi Koiki. I come back again to you now in the studio.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi for you. I'm bringing updates from Nigeria. I will go to Frank in a moment, but let me acknowledge Amayo Ajirga. He's posted some essay with a book I'm going to read it to you. He says, please, every Southerner should get the book. He's talking about the groundwork of Nigerian history. It is a book written by an African historian, not a Nigerian. It states in details how the Southern and Northern Protectorate were amalgamated in 1906, but officially in 1914 as a result of the North being a loss-making entity, while the South is a promising economic and buoyantly profitable to cater for the North deficit, to the extent that the British wanted to cede or hand over the North to the Germans as a gift in 1906. That's an interesting one. I know Frank will tell you that. Well, resources are not until they become. And therefore, if somebody thinks that, well, maybe they don't have time because they could coming from there, but now, it could be that there's something else coming from there. But Frank, let me take you morning to Archie. Good morning. Good morning to our US supporters. Okay, this is the start ready you need. So, we'll go support us. That's what I know. Yeah, I hope you're doing very well. Great, great, great. Well, what would say, what the people are from? Buhari is coming to that. He's visiting us. Actually, when it comes to Buhari, the first thing I would like to say is not an issue of Buhari alone. I think we need to look at it comprehensively. And then it's come to a time where we need to enforce or we need to ensure that what they call it, we have rules and regulations that says when the president is traveling, what is supposed to do. Because look, all this cost and everything is being borne by the taxpayer. Yeah. If that is said, and taxpayer responsibility and right for the president to airport, then she also equally be made known to the public what the president is for. But we cannot have a situation where let's take that example. Assuming the president decides not to receive or probably discussing that fake receipts, and therefore anytime you travel, it's his money. Because anytime you travel, there's another thing, or you join travel another thing. Actually, then we won't be listening to the state of resources. Now, if you look at our American system, the system they have funded, yesterday I sent someone what the system they have over there, if for instance, by flights, airports, without campaign announcements, like Obama and others, actually, if it's not the taxpayers' money, the system is so that it determines when the Air Force One checks off for public or when the Air Force One checks off for Democratic or Republican or something to do. there charges him for using that. Okay. And therefore, as we speak now, record shows that Obama for his campaign flying off the candidate incurred a cost of about $1.2 billion. Wow. The Democratic Party approval. As we speak, the Republican Party are reimbursing states for the use of Air Force One by Trump. Okay. What do you call it? Biden cannot get away to bury my dog at the expense of the taxpayer. Okay. We need to come to a law that defines what cost in public must bear. Look, if we've seen this where someone jump into an prime minister, right? Yeah. Jump into whatever that is a 4.5 liter each. Like you don't buy the food, you travel down to and kiss your girlfriend. Why should the taxpayer pay for that? No, just no. Let's think about it. Yeah. You came to a conference in London. You met a girl. She became your acquaintance or whatever. You decide to take the jet worrying for him to come and for her to give you massage. Why should the taxpayer pay for it? You go to a conference in Abuja, right? You met a lady from travel from Kano as a minister of a driver, come and visit the girl. Why should the taxpayer pay that cost? Yeah. So we must come to the where we differentiate between travel expenses that are incurred in discharge of duties that directly benefit the state. Okay. And for which the taxpayer stands to pay or for, and travel this is that are done especially or exclusively just for self gratification. So if Buhari wants, and it's not a Buhari, presidents across Africa. Yeah. You went to your village to visit your ancestors, check on the helicopter, that from the state. No, I think we should, Buhari is for me, is that part of the whole problem. Because this is the kind of lifestyle they all need once they get into power. But we must see that, look, Buhari will come back, Buhari will go, but the program is should be thinking of the law. How to break it. And again, the templates are there. Look, Boris Johnson went on holiday. Yeah. The taxpayer did not fix that. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. But you know what has even happened? They are looking at who funded that. Yeah. Because if it's in Ghana, that funded that. A holiday. Yeah. Prime Minister on the holiday with right? They are looking at who funded that. One, the taxpayer will not fund it. But again, if someone funded it and the person starts to benefit, either by contract or something, that is no. Because the system is said that you cannot abuse your office to enrich yourself, benefit and enriching yourself. If you go to spa your wife get a massage, they pay up a problem $5,000. You're enriching your office. It is not about jealous that you are now. You are enriching your wealth. Flights are probably flying somewhere where you eat a fresh organic food from your village. You are enriching your wealth. And I get it. Yeah, your life now start getting to the gym. Yeah, you know, that's where you're trying to eat the one you want to that's fresh that's you are enriching yourself. So actually imagine we need to change the combination, focus on the individual, two, designing or coming up with a campaigning system that will solve this kind of matters. Okay. I agree with you. Well, that is only you can leave office and that practice will still go on. But the question is, who has created the constitution? The constitution just gives them all that power and they just using it, abusing it. But what it is already UK, the African and Caribbean radio station in London. We have Solange working in the North London studios. Mr. Frank Davis with me here in the studio in Croydon, and I am Archie. Okay. Now, Yami, let's quickly talk about the internally displaced people. The situation there. With the report that you gave, how many people roughly are in those particular area? Or
Well, when we talk about the IDP in Nigeria, it's a sad situation that has been going on for a very very long time, and and that also is part of the the report that just came out from the United Nations Development as well. This, according to the statistics I've got here, might have changed slightly. Over 3.2 million people are displaced, including over 2.9 million internal displaced persons in the northeast Nigeria. Over 684,000, in the Cameroon, and within Chad and Niger, there's about 304,000 refugees. These are the figures, that is coming up, when it comes to the internal display. And like I said, yesterday, Governor Zulum has now inaugurated 580 houses for the internal display in the Borno axis as well. Also, there's been a lot of measles breakout, within those parts as well. But when it comes to some of the states, 12 states are back to IDP crisis, and communities farm are also deserted as well. According to the report, bandit going around Zamfara farm to prevent planting, about 113 towns deserted. We talked about that, some few, I think that was about on the 15th, when we talked about that particular, story here on Starr Radio UK. So give and take, you're looking at about close to, 3 million of, internal display within Nigeria as well.
Let me come to this question. Is government helping these individuals?
Well, I mean, the government is helping, but the question is, okay, the question is how much, is the government helping? I mean, these are part of the struggle when it comes to, taking care of the Nigerians. I mean, when you talk about the internal display, it's not just the internal display that are struggling in Nigeria. The statistics shows, according to the world data, 89 million Nigerians are people living in extreme poverty as of today, and 69% of that are those in the rural area. I'm sure the statistics have also taken those within the IDP as well. Yes, the government is doing, but they're not doing enough, to support, each of the states that have the majority, which is in the northeast part of the country. But we started seeing that coming into, the southeast and the southwest as well. As of last year, we saw people from Ogun State are now becoming refugees in Benin Republic.
The Archie consider different countries really standard. They have a standard disaster management methodology that can afford and have like yeah. So every country will have an agency that is responsible for managing disaster. And some of these internal display will come under such umbrella. Okay. So that organization is responsible for trying to rehouse them, trying to look at their health condition, trying to see health and other shelters, temporary accommodation and shelter. But so the bottom line is that most of these agencies are under resourced. So all those creative structure, that we are not saying that it's already part of the this budgetary allocation, but we know some of these organizations are very, very, very under resourced. So yes, the money structure over there by and whether yes, what is intent in that it's part of one of half a look how we think that our planning towards contingency issues and things like this is something that we know mastered our activity.
Okay, listen to Starr Radio UK station in London, 11:37 the time. From London Studios, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, being the studio here in Friday. My name is Archie, and we continue with the artist. Yomi, what else is happening in Nigeria?
Yes, just go straight to the to the Twitter. There's this question that has been raised by so many Nigerians in the last couple of days. Why is it that the British diplomat are traveling from one end of the country to the other part? We've been seeing their movement, from the southwest to the southeast to the north part of the country as well. And as at yesterday, the deputy high commissioner has also been in Edo State as well. Could it be a courtesy visit? Could it be, with the situation of what is happening presently when it comes to all the agitation, the self-determination, different groups, that are popping up and asking, Britain that is behind, Nigerian amalgamation in 1914. According to what I can say here as well, yesterday, Ben Lewell, they paid a homage to His Royal Majesty Oba Iwura II of Benin at his palace. The Deputy High Commissioner emphasized the importance of the monarchy in Edo and the role traditional ruler plays in the society, including fostering peace and unity among citizens. When they talk about peace and unity, my question to the Deputy High Commissioner is, what kind of peace do we have that, those, within the northern part of the country, more specifically for the Fulanis, have created more havoc, within Edo State alone, they've created more havoc as well. We can't continue to have that peace and unity as it is of today, looking at, the geographical part of each of the country and the indigenous people of the land. So that is coming up from the Twitter part of the headline. Let's look at, yeah.
I think let's give them a bit of benefit of that. For instance, you pose a question to the Prime Minister, whether they know the genocide that is already going on. The other thing that we marriage and remarriage is consummated or is celebrated outside. So it could be that they are traveling up and down to some of the dialogue that they are all hard to understand what is going on. They are not people I would say let's leave or give our problem to them to solve. But they haven't they are part and part of our part of the program and they have all influence on that. So on that note, then yes, we must be skeptical, but again we must give them to that this meeting we try and understand. I tell you what people cannot go to this battle or whatever they're down endorsement of issues and this and no other pride is are doing down. That's the custodians of the land. So if they are giving the custodians of the land, let's invite this out. Let's keep our eyes open, but not close our ears right now.
But Yomi, do we have any preview to the conversation that these individuals have had with some of the chiefs that yes?
Well, I mean, looking at not a lot of details, they're very sketchy, but based on what we can follow them on their Twitter that I've been following the last 4 weeks, in terms of this movement. I mean, yes, Frank is quite right. They might be going down in terms of the dialogue, but the dialogue that a lot of Nigerians are expecting this time around is not a dialogue of a renewal of the 1914 amalgamation for another 100 years, because, the one that we have found ourselves in as of today was signed by only few individuals. Majority of them, were from the colonial master, and few were the traditional rulers. So Nigerians are this time around more specific, more kind of focused to know why all this movement. Could it be for peace? Or if it's for the peace part of it, that is quite necessary. But yes, some of the the closed door conversation doesn't come out, but only based on the outcome of the discussion that we normally would have get.
Okay, so let's continue with the others that is making the rounds on the social media platform.
The social media this morning is exactly 11:42. It's a Friday edition, like I said. Remember, it is Star Radio UK. Remember, the best way to listen to us is to download the Star Radio UK app. You can do that on the Play Store, or you can do that on the iOS, or you can follow us on our social media handle as well. Nigerians is trending as number one. I'm sure you all know why. The president is traveling out of the country. Millions of Nigerians doesn't have that access as well. Lucy is trending, and number three trending is Yoruba as well. So let's go and look at why Nigerians is trending on Twitter. According to Farouk Kaporoji, a PhD, so Buhari is headed to London for yet another medical tourism. I hope he flout the rules of the private hospital he's visiting and get censored for it. That should get him change grim and angry enough to not only leave the hospital in a hoof, but also stop all Nigerians, all Nigerians of patronizing it, and maybe all UK private hospital. Sound crazy? Question mark. Well, that was precisely what he did with his bone-headed hashtag Twitter ban Nigeria and threat to ban all social media platforms after it was censored by Twitter for flouting Twitter terms and conditions. That is coming from one of the Twitter handle there as well. Also, quite a lot of people are still talking about the video we played yesterday about Alhaji Lai Mohammed on the VPN as well. So Nigerian is trending. Also, this is coming from the CNN Africa about an hour ago. The fundamental problem here is that Nigerians don't trust Nigeria. Why secessionist movement in Nigeria are gaining so much momentum? It is worth listening to this. Let's see. Okay, it's quite a long one, so we might just probably listen to about a few seconds out of it because it's about 6 minutes, but we won't take the whole lot. So let's see if we can get it.
Declared independence in 1967. The bloody battle that ensued left more than 1 million people dead from starvation, disease, or the endless explosions. The 2.5-year war was literally hell on earth. As many of you who watch this show regularly know, I am Nigerian and I am from the part of the country where this war took place.
So I'll just leave that there. So it also shows that the momentum, in terms of even though they're using the word secession, is gaining so much conversation. And like I said, this was just posted an hour ago on the CNN Africa edition on their Twitter, which says the fundamental problem here is that Nigerians don't trust Nigeria. So if Nigerians don't trust Nigeria, then it's us to go back to trusting probably your own part of the indigenous part of the country that is also part of the conversation. Let's now talk about why Lucy is trending. I'm not sure who is Lucy, but sometimes you get all kind of news coming out, but I can't find anything on Lucy, so I'm just going to go straight to Yoruba, which is the last one before we start winding it down from here. I've posted myself on Twitter yesterday, and I'm asking a lot of Nigerians, whether they're Yoruba, Igbo, or Middle Belt or Hausa. The next question they might want me to ask Boris Johnson when next I had opportunity, to go there. And this person says, is he aware that Buhari administration were in charge of mobilizing Fulani herdsmen from the neighboring country to Nigeria in order to invade the southerners? Somebody else said nothing but Yoruba nation. So let him know we Yorubas want our freedom. So these are part of the question that people are thrown out as well. And the most important thing is, we're going on a weekend this weekend, but the upper weekend will be a total lockdown in Lagos for what we call the massive, the most expected Lagos mega rally on the 3rd of July 2021. And on that note, I'm going to come back to you now in the studio and I say happy Friday before we wind it down.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi, we give you updates from Nigeria. Before we sign off with Mr. Olayomi, I know Frank was giggling.
Actually, I was just looking at the commentaries about the hospital where they were praying that Buhari should get that to the hospital as hospitals be shut down. And from the fire Nigerians that it's interesting that tells you the extent to which our leaders can go. And when they have power, they don't look at themselves as mortal beings.
No.
And the issue about Nigerian law enforcement, I do not think Africans have done enough as our leaders, we've done enough and trust and respect of our people. If you look at the policies that are pursued and how most of our presidents position themselves, they're more interested in stepping on one neck as a Nigerian, as a Nigerian, as a Indian, killing you while they please. You see, they'll step on you and they're killing you while they remain. Oh, Tony Blair, they want to make white flag foreign so that you see them as doing something. They are more interested in
The approval that will get from.
and that's why you see that they use media about movement and other news about how well their economies are doing and what they've done is fire that down and they covered their caliber so that you don't see it. And it's been told about like the other day, what they cover their
Wow. Okay, Yomi, let me say thank you very much. Next week we'll be talking about the 3rd of July events that are taking place in Nigeria. We will all be here though. Well, myself, Mr. Randy Koiki, and Mr. Frank Dennis will be
We'll cover it live.
and we'll be covering it live.
Yeah.
We'll cover it live.
Because what is happening is that actually Nigeria, I told you, they fixed the country alliance
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and then the Nigerian that are calling for demonstration that
Yeah.
have signed the pact.
Yeah.
And we know the Ghana are in court that from the general
going to happen? What is going to happen? We'll have Olayomi here, we'll have Frank here, and I'll be here, and we'll be monitoring and we'll tell you exactly what has happened. Yomi, let's say thank you very much.
Have a great weekend. Don't touch the dial because you still have Frank and Archie to take you through the rest of the program. Bye from this end. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye bye. All right then. Now let's take a quick break. We come.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go now. It's a long day for me already. Baba Wiri, Baba Gostime is coming to London, and we have to plan so many things. I'm gonna have to speak to other media colleagues and see, what we can do. Let me bring this one down because those that are still watching me on our YouTube might probably not be seeing what I'm doing. So let me just bring it up a little bit. Yes, okay, they can see me now. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa níbikíbi tí ẹ ti láǹfààní àti máa gbọ́ mi. Bàbá Gọ́sìmì ó ti dé London tán. It's just a joke that we find ourselves where we are as a country, and until we get out of that mess. People that live in UK, in America, around the world are tired of living here. Yes, ẹ lè máa sọ pé iná wà, omi wà, ìgbà kan wà. There's just no peace of mind, if I want to put it that way. Kí ni peace of mind with your loved ones are also not having the same peace of mind like you. Kí ni wàhálà tá à ń ṣe? Okay, wà ní America, ó wà ní UK, ó wà ní Canada, ó wà ní everywhere. But your mind is always at home. Because your mind yẹn gangan kò sí fọkànbalẹ̀ fún. Kò sí ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ fún ẹ̀mí yẹn níbi tó wà. Nítorí pé ẹ̀mí yẹn mọ̀ pé àwọn ẹ̀mí kan ò ní gbádùn. Táwọn náà ní opportunity. And it's just shameful that we still have all these jokers calling themselves leaders, trying to portray it as if we are fighting for something that is not worth fighting for. This is the best thing that we can fight for. And if anybody thinks it's a joke, it's just a matter of time. I had the caller yesterday, our Koiki, Yoruba, it is slow jù. Lójú yín, ó look like pé à ń slow jù. But tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tán, nísìn, ẹ má tún wá sọ pé, kí ni ṣe wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí? Ìṣẹ́rí gbogbo èdè ṣe ń ṣe láti last year is kind of advising ourselves to prepare for the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, ṣì máa wá. In every situation in life, there will be a worst case scenario. Ó ṣì máa wáyé kò sọ́gbọ́n ẹ̀. It's not something that we can hide. Ó ṣì máa wáyé. Pé kò ní wáyé yẹn rọ́ ni. Ó máa wáyé. So ká máa kọ̀ prepare mi wá sílẹ̀ pé tó bá máa dé, kíyàn kọ́ máa ní catastrophe ti wá pẹ́ jù o. Koiki dẹ̀ àṣẹ nǹkan tó ń bọ̀ lélẹ́yìí o. Bí ìgbà tẹ́ pé ẹ mọ̀ pé tó bá máa dé yẹn, nǹkan míì catastrophe máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Catastrophe máa ṣẹlẹ̀ is as simple as that. Kò sọ́gbọ́n ẹ̀ tá ṣe lè sọ pé a kàn máa kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Èmi ò ní àlè kúrò without any fight. But at the back of my mind, mo ti ń sọ láti last year, ká lọ máa prepare pé a máa jà ni. Ká jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé a bẹ̀rù wọn, a fear any one of them. Àti Britain ni o, àti America ni o, àti ìlú China ni o, àti ìlúkìlú tó bá ń báàkì Haúsá Fúlàní yẹn. Ká jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé àwa Yorùbá ti sin a bẹ̀rù wọn. Àsìkò díẹ̀ dẹ̀ ni. Kí ni àkọsẹ̀ máa sọ nísìn pé tá bá wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ jà, tíjà bá wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ nísìn. Ẹ wá máa sọ pé Koiki dẹ̀ ò sọ fún wa pé bó ṣe máa rí leléyìí. Àbámọ̀ ti ní ká má jà. Káwọn bàbá kan ṣì wà ní UK, ní London, àwọn màmá kan ṣì wà in their 80s wọ́n lè padà lọ́lé. So nígbà táwọn tó wà in their 80s ò tí padà lọ́lé, ṣáwa táwa in our 40s la máa lọ́lé. Èmi bèrè ni o, torí ta bá ń sọ lọ sọ́bọ̀ nísìn, ẹ má dọ́gúnlẹ̀ o, ẹ̀yin ọmọ yẹn ò mọ bógun ṣe rí o. Ò mọ bógun ṣe rí, but ìlú tèmi ń gbé, wọ́n block Sosakos kò ń ṣe méjì kò ń ṣe mẹ́ta. Àwọn tó ń gbádùn náà láwọn ìlú tí gbogbo á sá lọ yẹn, ta fi lọ fi comfort, ta fi lọ máa fi ṣiṣẹ́, máa fi wá ṣiṣẹ́ ta wá ń ṣe yẹn, àwa ń send owó lọ́lé. Wọ́n jà ní. Ẹ rò pé gbogbo benefit tán fún àwọn èèyàn all over the world, American passport ẹ gbé dání, British, àwọn kan ló jà fún. Àwọn kan ló jà fún tí wọ́n fi rí gbà. Tó bá di pé àwọn náà bá gba ilé ìtọ́ nísìn, in another 200 years, tẹ́mi bá ti lọ, tẹ́yìn náà bá ti lọ, àwọn kan máa rántí pé àwọn ọmọ kọ ní gbogbo wa, àdúró tán, ìgbà yẹn náà máa value passport wa nígbà yẹn. Ṣé passport yìí wà value nísìn? The passport tí gbogbo yín gbé dání, àti tèmi gbé dání, àti tí wọ́n gbé dání, tó ní value kankan, that Nigerian passport. Kò ní value kankan náà. passport tó lè wọnú bank ní Nàìjíríà lè ní nísìn ó tẹ̀ sọ pé kọ́ tẹ̀ sáré yẹ ní 20,000 ó kàn fẹ́ fi ṣe small scale business. So when people are saying it is slow jù Yorùbá mo gbọ́ tẹ́ni yẹn àwọn tó pè lánàá lórí show, you know, but you don't have to take in so many things. I woke up at about 3 o'clock this morning, just somewhere around there, you know, and I was just reflecting. I'm sure people that saw me online, you know, ẹlòmíì pè mí, ẹ má pè mí anytime here because I won't pick up the call, you know, especially àwọn tó wà ní America. You know, when I'm online does not mean I'm going to pick up the call, because if I pick up the call, I'm going to have to wake up the whole family. So, and then I was just looking at and reflecting the whole thing. Lóòótọ́, ó dàbí nǹkan pẹ́, wọ́n kò pẹ́, tá a bá wo wàhálà tí gbogbo wa ti ṣe, gbogbo wa ni mo sọ, kò ṣe pé mi nìkan, wàhálà tí gbogbo wa ti ṣe, àìsùn tá à ń ṣe, ariwo tá à ń pa, lójú wọn dàbí ariwo ni, but ariwo yẹn débi tó yẹ kó dé nì. Ẹ wo CNN nísìn, ẹ jẹ́ nǹkan sáré play video yẹn. Ẹ má bínú pé mo mọ tó ṣe stream wa láàárọ̀ lórí Facebook, I couldn't get the signal, you know, yẹn la ṣe ń ní ẹ ṣe, it was not loading for whatever reason, orí ẹ ti gbálẹ̀, you know, Facebook lórí burúkú yẹn. Gbogbo àwọn yẹn àbọ̀ abá làwọn yẹn, a máa wá padà wá bá wọn ní àbọ̀ abá làrọ̀ wọn, à ń bọ̀ wá bá gbogbo àwọn yẹn ni. Ká kọ́kọ́ face ìjọba Nàìjíríà dáadáa ná. Mo ti post video yẹn sórí timeline wa. Tá a bá pariwo dé ibi tá a pariwo dé yẹn, ṣérú ọmọ ìyá máa sọ̀rọ̀ wa nísìn tó wà lórí CNN, àwọn tẹ kúkú believe náà nìyẹn, CNN lẹ believe.
Nigeria's Biafra War in the 1960s will forever be haunted by the atrocities, the memories of bodies in the streets, and the fear of not being able to survive another day. After the eastern part of Nigeria declared independence in 1967, the bloody battle that ensued left more than 1 million people dead from starvation, disease, or the endless explosions. The 2.5-year war was literally hell on earth. As many of you who watch the show regularly know, I am Nigerian and I am from the part of the country where this war took place. Family members who lived through it tell me they never knew if they were going to eat.
So ẹ lè lọ gbọ́ ní kíní, because I have to go now because iṣẹ́ pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi tí mo fẹ́ ṣe láàárọ̀ yìí. So and our broadcast this afternoon might be a little bit slightly, we might have to, maybe I might just have to come in between. I don't know if we'll be on at the mo ṣe ń try láti ṣe a little bit nísìn, because you know, bàbá gọ́sìmẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ yẹn, you know, I need to know where it's going to be. Àfi mosquito tó fẹ́ wà gangan ká lọ máa pariwo mọ́ lórí níbẹ̀. So and I have a lot of things on my table that we need to clear. So the afternoon broadcast at 1 o'clock might not be coming on as planned, but definitely we might do it maybe on a late night broadcast. Shekasheni late night, and I think Otumba Oseni wants to host me at about 7 o'clock. So it's a long day, and I'm very, very tired as well. You know, when they teach breakfast or Sunday to come by. Not only when you want Nigeria, anyone Nigeria and see any problem, gbogbo any problem kò sí ná gbogbo ẹ̀. Ṣé ilé ayé náà nìyẹn ṣá? Àwọn APC, PDP. Ayé tẹ̀ ń gbé, ayé yan ṣayé o. Bá rántí orin yẹn, ayé lè máyé lè. Ta ló tẹ̀lé sáré sẹ́ndì orin yẹn, mo gbádùn orin àwọn ọmọ yẹn. Nígbà tí wọ́n ń ṣe EndSARS yẹn, táwọn ọmọ kéékèèké yẹn tó lọ ń dúró lórí gbogbo àwọn láptọ̀pù ló wúwo bí irin ni. Let me show you. Àwọn tó wà lórí YouTube nìkan ló ní opportunity láti rí the screen. That's me on YouTube there. So mo kàn fẹ́ kó wá síwájú mi ni, so it's much better that way. So we just do a little bit, because tí bá ti parí broadcast yìí, see there's a lot, you know, that you know, I have to do on my table, you know. Iṣẹ́ pọ̀. People don't know from the as a media consultant, there's a lot of work, especially, you know, when you are into this agitation that we are doing. Please try and search for BBC Art Talk last night. Ṣé ìtí wọ́n fi interview finance minister lẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí, because wọ́n ti sọ fún mi náà mo ti wò ó. Breakfast yìí ti break o. Mo ti jẹun láàárọ̀ yìí. You know, like into one conjure, but you know how these things work. So maybe we should just open the phone line for a few minutes, and then at least my coffee and fish at this afternoon broadcast. So rather than the normal 1 o'clock. So it's just a continuation from the let me see if I can start the Twitter as well. So nǹkan tí bá ti jáde nísìn kúrò lórí broadcast, I won't have time to maybe later on in the evening or later on at night. So at least sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa nígbà yẹn again. So ẹ jẹ́ n start Twitter me. So we just open the phone line. I love people to call all the time. Mo máa ń like láti gbọ́ nǹkan táwọn èèyàn bá ń sọ because ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà lẹ ní ọgbọ́n ọlọ́gbọ́n la fi ń ṣọgbọ́n àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ lẹ ní kí n máa sọ. Buhari ń bọ̀ London. Ọmọ àlè ń bọ̀ London. What then take wa for ride àwọn Hausa yẹn what then take wa for ride Ọlọ́run ló ní ká ní opportunity social media báyìí tá fi ń communicate báwo tẹ̀lé àbá ṣe máa deliver message ara wa ẹ jẹ́ gbọ́ call tó ń bọ̀ díẹ̀. Hello caller. Ẹ káàsán láti bí báyìí sir. Ẹ káàsán. Ẹ jẹ́ bá can you give me water there that water. Láti Ghana wow ẹ káàbọ̀ sir. À ń gbọ́ yín.
So Mr. Koiki, I'm a Nigerian I'm a Nigerian from Abia State but born in Yoruba land.
Oh Abia okay Abia State yeah.
So Mr. Koiki, I'm so impressed with what you have been doing so far.
Thank you very much.
So as of 3 days ago, with the Biafra we are discussing about it as of ago.
You were discussing about me? Or you're discussing about the situation at home?
Hello?
You say you were discussing about what?
We Biafra agitation in Ghana. We are discussing about of your impact.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you very much. And I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Yeah, go ahead.
The bombarding in eastern region, in eastern part of Nigeria, was led just because of the statement you made that any attack on the Biafran is an attack on Oduduwa. That's why that is
barely. That Inti Chief Igboho saw here. Any attack on the Biafra is an attack on us. Yeah.
By now they should have wiped up those people.
Yeah. Adukwe for long. Thank you very much.
What also happened day before yesterday? You address the Prime Minister. Even though he pretended as if he didn't hear you.
Yeah. He had me loud and clear. I know. He had me loud and clear.
Talk about the genocide that is happening in Nigeria. The next day, Buhari said that he's sick.
Yeah, he said he's sick. He's coming to London. Is that a coincidence? Could that be my brother? Could that be a coincidence? I said, could that be a coincidence?
It's never a coincidence.
Okay.
Never a coincidence.
Okay.
Call that place.
Never
a coincidence.
I do for long. We give thanks. Yeah. Okay.
I think you didn't call.
You
wouldn't have made no attempt
to travel.
It's going to call now.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
I can get you here. Yeah. What they've done in the past is, they yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Another way around. It can look. Let me say to people, I always say, hold on, my brother. There's always this issue, that people think, because we talk about the Biafra, what to dominate Eko. All that is nonsense. Let me say this clearly. I live here for over 2 decades, like I always say. I am not living with the law of Nigeria here. Tó bá jẹ́ pé òfin Nàìjíríà mo fi ń gbé ní ìlú yìí ni, èmi àti British àti máa jà ti pẹ́ nítorí pé máa disrespect àwọn òfin tí wọ́n ṣe sí ìlú yìí. So what we are trying to say is, yes, Igbo bá ní gbogbo business ní Nàìjíríà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, tá bá ti ní constitution, tá bá draft new constitution, they would have to abide by that constitution. Gbàtẹ́mi ti dé ìlú yìí, wọ́n ti change nígbà tí mo dé. By the time you look at the driver license àti insurance, nígbà yẹn kò tí wà automated. People can say at your insurance. I'm just giving an example. You buy an insurance, you can cancel it. Ọlọ́pàá ò ní mọ̀. But now, ọlọ́pàá máa sọ fún ẹ pé mọ́tò tó ń drive yẹn kò ní insurance. So now, tẹ́ bá sọ pé àwọn Igbo wà ní Èkó tó ń ṣe business, tó bá abide by the regulation tá bá ti gba Yorùbá nation, they will either have to close down that business. Ẹni tó ra ilé gan ní London gan, tó bá ti go by the law of this country, ó máa sọ pé kò ta ilé ẹ̀ kò get out. Bó ṣe máa rí nìyẹn. So káwá máa sọ pé torí ìyẹn nísìn àwa 8 àwọn Igbo náà fẹ́ freedom ni. Igbo náà fẹ́ freedom náà, gbogbo àjọ fẹ́ freedom ni. So a lot of Yoruba needs to understand that. Because we always have this issue, and that also within the Igbo as well. No, I read the comment as well. Oh, àwọn Yorùbá ti wake up. Ìgbà tá wake up nìyẹn, ìyẹn kọ́ ló matter. Bí bá gbéra nísìnyí pé mo lọ Manchester, ẹni tó bá gba M25 àti ẹni tó bá gba M1, tí traffic bá mú ẹni M25, tí M1 bá clear, àjọ máa pàdé ní Manchester ni. So let us remember that. So issue tó wà nílẹ̀ nísìnyí ni pé ká bomba di Britain gangan ni wàhálà. Britain gangan èmi sọ fún yín Britain gangan ni igi tó ó wà ní Edo State nísìn lánàá the deputy high commissioner ó ń lọ bá ọba Benin ó ń káàkiri bí ẹṣọ ní wòlímọ̀. So my brother, thank you very much.
Okay, I want to talk about
Yeah.
I want to talk about that woman, the commissioner.
Yeah.
Last time the commissioner, that was about 2 weeks ago.
The
commissioner was in Rivers State.
Oh yes, ó lọ bá Wike. Mo follow her. She was in Rivers State, yeah.
And when she don't left for Britain. 2 days she left, they choose good luck. It's not about the death. They choose good luck so that it will be a clash between the Easterners and the Northerners.
Okay, so 2 days tó kúrò níbẹ̀ yẹn ni wọ́n pa bọ̀bọ̀ lọ́ pa máà nìyẹn Gólák yẹn.
Wọ́n pa máà nìyẹn.
Mo rántí
between the Easterners and the Northerners. That day they choose good luck. That same day, they go Ladipo market in Lagos.
Wow.
We know what is happening. That Ladipo market that was born by Tinubu and the boys.
Wow.
We know what they are doing. We know what they are doing. We are following them. Look, even you yourself, even your name is on the list of what people they are going to execute. How many bad politicians?
Wá gbìyànjú ni ìyàn tẹ̀lé wọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ríyàn ṣe. Tó bá nẹ́ni lọ́ máa mú ọ̀la lọ́ máa mú ni wàláì. Ọ̀la lọ́ máa mú ni. Ìtàgbé dání a máa sì bá wọn fa ìtòní tán lẹ̀. Má sọ fún wọn ìtòní tán lẹ̀ la máa bá wọn fa. Anyway, thank you. Let's get another caller as well. I really appreciate the call from Ghana there. You know, those are our Biafra brothers and sisters. You know, ẹ bá mute the background. Ní strength yẹn jọ, mo ń bẹ̀ yín, ẹ bá mi mute the background. Mo tẹ̀ ní strength rárá láàárọ̀ yìí. I just have to do this so that enemies me too much. Tí ìbá ṣe show in the next 1 hour again. Hello caller, ẹ ti wà pẹ̀lú wa. Go ahead please. Mute the background yẹn tán pátápátá. Ní láti gbọ́ra yín àtọ̀. Orí fóònù nìkan ni kẹ́ ti máa bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Hello caller. À ń gbọ́ yín bọ̀ ṣe ti mute ti background ni mo fẹ́ mọ̀. Ẹ̀jọ̀ tó bá ń pè ẹ máa mute ti background. Ó máa ń wà ó interfere pẹ̀lú someone on the device. Go ahead, can not take too much time as well on that.
Ẹ̀jọ̀ wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ kí n béèrè pé ṣé ẹ máa fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ ìbá ti dé.
I'm announcing officially that so nothing has been, but as soon as Tabati confirm here, with all other medias and all that, definitely there might be an announcement. Maybe we should pop down there tomorrow or Sunday or something. So I don't know yet, but we'll definitely announce that. Yeah, but I think it's worth going tomorrow anyway. From my own point of view, I think we should all go down there tomorrow, Saturday. At least until any time, can't find even Saturday, catch 2-3 hours. Abuja House náà ló máa dé sí ní Central London. Abuja House yẹn náà ni kò pé méjì. Ibẹ̀ náà ni so èmi ò bá sọ pé bí aká pàdé níbẹ̀ bí alágo méjìlá lọ́la ká lọ pariwo wọn létí níbẹ̀ lọ́la. Even I have a very tight schedule. You know, lórí burúkú ẹ̀ tó wá ń bọ̀ in between my tight schedule. All right, ẹ ṣé gan ni. Let's take 1 or 2 more, 3 more few calls and then you know we take the broadcast down. Mo fi pẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ rárá. Hello caller láti UAE kọ́ lélẹ̀. Hello. Ọ̀dẹ̀ máa ń block it ọ̀dọ̀ tí wọ́n yẹn like WhatsApp ní Dubai. Wọ́n control ní bẹ́ẹ̀. Let's go straight. +447594050979. Hello caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello ma.
Hello.
À ń gbọ́ yín ẹ ti wọlé.
Is that Koiki?
Speaking.
I just want to appreciate you for everything you do.
Thank you very much, ma.
God will continue to give you the strength.
Amen.
God will
Amen.
Amen. God will continue to protect you and your family.
Amen.
And not by any means will harm you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
I'm so happy to talk to you.
Same here.
Go take some rest.
Oh yes. I need a lot of rest, you know, but you can't rest with this kind of big massive project on my head. We have to deliver this project nice and quick. A lot of people are tired of living outside the country, you know, and our family are already all in danger on the other side of the globe as well. So it's quite painful.
Thank you. You,
Hmm.
Mayego,
Mayegun general, òun ti di Scotland wù. Mayegun ti dé o. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ sí wọn ni. Mayegun. Hmm. I spoke to him while I was in Nigeria. Mi tẹ̀ tí bá sọ láti ìgbà tí mo ti dé gan sef. Ó yẹ kí n pe gan sef. Á mọ̀ pé mo ti dé náà anyway. Àti sọ̀rọ̀. So, but I'm
all and sorts of blessings. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how to listen to the news or listen to anything.
Fẹ́ kí ọkọ̀ gbọ́n kankan mọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nìkan ni analysis oríṣiríṣi.
That is what the continuity.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Yes, the little wisdom for
Iṣẹ́
oh my God.
tíyàn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan náà ṣe rí gbogbo kíní tá a mọ̀ yẹn òun ló cover for the last 20 years àwọn olórí burúkú yìí wọ́n ìyá ti jẹ́ ṣégè sí wa tá a mọ̀ Ọlọ́run ló ní kí gbogbo wa ní opportunity lè bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí 20 years lọ́fi ẹ mọ̀ pé rúbi ṣe lọ bá prime minister yẹn nísìn nítorí ẹ káwọn kan ti máa ṣe náà nìyẹn for a very long time but nítorí pé gbogbo kíní ẹ̀ wọ́n suppress ẹ̀ a máa rò pé àwọn òyìnbó yẹn àwọn nìkan ọba àwọn nìkan Ọlọ́run. Èmi mo gbé pẹ̀lú wọn dáadáa ni mo mọ̀ wọ́n dáadáa ni àjọṣe kékeré mi àtàwọn òyìnbó yìí mo mọ̀ wọ́n dáadáa níbi tí wọ́n gbé fún 2 decades mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mẹ́yẹ̀ bọ̀ lápò ni amen. Analyst èmi kan máa ń jókòó farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ mo lè má gbọ́ live máa wá gbọ́ níjọ́ kí n má farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ ni analysis ẹ̀ bad gan Mayegun analysis ẹ̀ ó bad gan ẹ wọ̀ pé tèmi bíjà lèmi máa ń ṣe tèmi bíjà ká tètè fọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ ká júgò ká fọ́ra ká pa gbogbo ẹ̀ ká bàjẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ bọ̀ Mayegun ó ní patient mo bá ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀ mo bá kí ni pàdé mi yẹn Oṣòdì Èkó a sọ̀rọ̀ níjẹta ó ní Koiki ó ní òun tẹ̀ ní patient ìwọ tó máa ń gba call táwọn èèyàn máa ń pè sórí iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ó ní òun ìyẹn ló ṣe ń gba call òun ṣe máa ń ṣe pre-video sílẹ̀ pre-video ló máa ń ṣe ìyẹn bọ̀bọ̀ tó máa ń bá wọn tákù tèkó yẹn Èkó nìkan lóun mú ó ní òun ò ní patient ó ní Koiki ó ní patient gan wàá tún máa gba call ó ní àwọn máa jà lórí fóònù yẹn ni I sọ̀rọ̀ for like more than 30 minutes àwọn èèyàn rò pé mo mọ̀ ni I've known him for years bọ̀bọ̀ tó máa ń jágbe mọ́ wọn ti tó yẹ pé Èkó nìkan lóun fèsì yẹn we've known for years good friend like this but ìgbà tẹ́mi bẹ̀rẹ̀ èmi mọ̀ fóun tẹ́ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ wo bí spirit yẹn ṣe máa ń work all of a sudden mo kàn rí fídíò kan tó pop up ni ìyẹn kan tẹ̀lé ó sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí mi ní Koiki ṣó tó torí bọ̀bọ̀ kan tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí but Èkó lóun fèsì bí ṣe rójú ẹ̀ báyìí mo ní Oṣòdì mo mọ̀ dáadáa ni a mọ́ra dáadáa a sọ̀rọ̀ níjẹta Oṣòdì mọ̀ Oṣòdì. No kò ń ṣe Oṣòdì street Èkó ni mò ń sọ bọ̀bọ̀ kan tá à ń pè lóṣòdì tó gbé ọ̀pá àṣẹ Akíolú tó gbé wọ London history in the making ọ̀pá àṣẹ tó sọnù lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tọ́nà jí lọ yẹn ó dé London ìta máa fojú yín rí gbogbo ẹ̀ politician ẹ jẹ́ ra mú sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kákọ́sì wo in tó ń bọ̀ ẹ̀ tí mọ̀ in tó ń bọ̀ ṣé Koiki lẹ́ ṣe ń sọ in tó wà nínú Oṣòdì èmi nìkan ni mo lè sọ èmi nìkan ni mo mọ̀ in tó wà nínú Mayegun mo mọ̀ ẹ jáde mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ṣe gan bàbá wa ẹ jẹ́ ká má fún gbogbo ọ̀rẹ́ ní gbogbo nǹkan ẹ ṣe gan ni thanks for calling as well ẹ ṣe gan ni màmá wa thank you very much adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń rò wá àwọn èèyàn béèrè pé ṣé mo mọ̀ Oṣòdì e go red very soon sọ fún wọn pé Èkó yẹn ó máa kúrò lọ́wọ́ Tinubu ìwọ gba gbogbo Èkó ó rò pé wọ́n ló lè kó ìwọ Tinubu July 3rd ẹ pàdé wa ní Lagos mega rally ọ̀pá àṣẹ ṣáṣá ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rún kí n ra fún àwọn bá yẹn sílẹ̀ pé tí bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wọn nísìnyí wọn ní miss call ti lọ dànù 50 miss call ẹ má bínú ẹ jẹ́ lórí àkó máa ń bẹ́tà lórí laptop ẹ jẹ́ ń tan ọ̀pá àṣẹ dé London ìṣọba lọ́nà àwọn èèyàn ṣá nǹkan ti ṣe Yorùbá nǹkan ti ṣe lẹ̀ Yorùbá ọ̀pá àṣẹ sọnù ó wá dé London Bísóyè we've been friends kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ 10 years lèmi àti Bísóyè ti mọ́ra kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ 10 years àwọn tó mọ̀ mí dáadáa náà mọ̀ lára àwọn colleagues èmi lè máa wò live èrò á máa bà pé mo lè lọ dárúkọ mọ̀ ní dárúkọ yín èmi ò dẹ̀ sí nínú group yẹn mọ́ nísìn anyway mo ti yọra mi kúrò nínú Axoba group láti last year nígbà tí ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi àti wọn fi wọ̀ hello caller.
Hello, Mr. Koiki.
hello ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Ẹ káàsán o.
ẹ káàsán bẹ́ẹ̀ ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú.
Ẹ̀dẹ̀ kú iṣẹ́ o.
Dubai kọ́ lẹ ti ń pè yẹn.
Dubai ni.
ẹ jẹ́ sáré sọ̀rọ̀ èèyàn kan send message sí mi tí mo gbọ́ lóru èní ẹni ní Abu Dhabi bí ẹ̀yin náà lè confirm ẹ̀ wọ́n ní wọ́n renew passport àwọn ọmọ Nigerians tó wà níbẹ̀ láti ìgbà tí COVID ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ and the problem now is wọ́n ní Dubai renew ẹni tó bá fẹ́ renew residency àbí mo mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe lọ́dọ̀ yín lọ́rùn anyway àti yé nǹkan tí mò ń sọ but wọ́n ní now gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní Abu Dhabi ní sí wọ́n ti get stuck ẹ mọ̀ pé mò ń gbọ́ mò ń gbọ́ yín.
Lótìtọ́ ó lè jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí bẹ́ẹ̀ tí bá tí èmi lọ ṣe passport mi tí mo renew ẹ̀ gbà yẹn that was I think November last year.
ẹ̀bọ̀ ṣe Abu Dhabi lẹ́yìn ti renew àbí Dubai.
Dubai ni mo ti.
So ẹ mọ̀ pé different kìíní ni wọ́n kingdom.
No, different state níbẹ̀ even if you want to renew your passport Abu Dhabi lẹ́yìn ti máa ṣe. Consulate ta ní Dubai kò renew passport. Embassy ló renew passport.
Kò ń ṣe renew Nigerian passport là ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé o renew state kan fáwọn èèyàn tó fi ń gbé ní Dubai lè mi sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí o.
Renew visa ó yàtọ̀ sí renew passport.
Òun náà ni mo sọ renew visa lè mi sọ nísìnyí o kò ń ṣe renew passport o.
Wọ́n renew visa náà wọ́n renew visa bẹ́ẹ̀ tó lè ṣe pé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ kan ṣẹlẹ̀ níjọ́ mẹ́ta ní ṣáájà tí Nigerian tí wọ́n para wọn tí wọ́n ṣara wọn bí ẹran gidi.
Kí ló dé?
Ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ gidi.
Kí ló dé?
Mo upload fídíò yẹn sí status mi. Ó pọ̀ gan-an.
Ṣe ti ní fídíò yẹn ẹ send ẹ̀ sí mi tẹ bá ní fídíò yẹn.
Mo bàbá yín send.
Ẹ bá mi send ẹ̀ yẹn.
So ó wà scary. Ó lè jẹ́ ọ̀kan tó fi hot kìíní ẹ̀ lọ́nà yẹn.
Wow. Ó ga ọ.
So sorry brief ọ̀rọ̀.
All right, okay.
Ṣé ẹ rí Nàìjíríà ó ti di burden ó dẹ̀ ti waste so many destinies. Ìgbà tí mo calculate the year tí mo fi school I schooled for over 20 years.
Ọlọ́wọ́ ọba o 20 years.
Láti primary school tabaka I still ended up here in Dubai.
Láti tún máa láṣẹ tí wàá ṣe wàá bẹ̀rẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó tẹ̀ dá kankan mọ̀.
Nígbà tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbà tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ school tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ níbí báyìí mi ò tí ì lò 2 years ìgbà yẹn COVID bẹ̀rẹ̀ dáàdì mi sick nílé gbogbo owó tí mo fi nígbà tí mo parí first contract táwọn sọ pé owó tá a kí ọ̀rẹ́ mọ̀ you need to upgrade yourself when you are in abroad.
Oh yes owó important owó very important kò tẹ̀ àwa Yorùbá máa upgrade ara wa gan-an owó important yẹ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ìgbà tí táìmù ẹni wọ́n ṣubú lásán wọ́n ṣubú ní Nàìjíríà. Tí bá sọ fún mi pé infection lásán òun ló pa bàbá mi wọ́n fojú ní sepsis.
Ṣé pé bàbá yẹn padà lọ.
Òun infection tó wọlé síbi tó ti ṣubú. Tí mo sọ pé kọ́ máa gbé wọn lọ wọ́n dẹ̀ kí ni Anthony is intensive care unit gloves syringe ní intensive care unit the man died there.
Ṣọ́jọ́ tó ti pẹ́ lélẹ̀ mo kàn fẹ́ oníkan tí mo fẹ́ fà ṣọ́jọ́ tó ti pẹ́ ni.
It was December last year.
So kò ń ṣe bíi 10 years ago lẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ báyìí.
10 years ago báwo December last year December 5 lọ́rọ̀ tí mo sọ fún yín. That was when my father died. Syringe only láti máa sáré kiri gbogbo àwọn chemist up and down in a federal government hospital. What are we saying? What are we talking about? In fact, let me tell you something, Mr. Koiki, if I were to be a terrorist against Nigerian government, I will carry out the contract.
Ẹ tẹ̀ ní láti announce ẹ̀ṣù yẹn sílẹ̀. Ìtàwọn èèyàn fẹ́ ṣe pọ̀ gan-an. Nàìjíríà ti hot feelings àwọn èèyàn gan-an tó ń ṣe ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ nísìn. Nítorí ẹ kí wọ́n lè treat èèyàn òun ni wọ́n pa bàbá wọn fún nísìn. Nísìn usage bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o. Ẹ bá yá nísìn àwọn kan ní Mákindé ń ṣe dáadáa Mákindé Ọ̀yọ́ state àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ ẹlòmíì ò tẹ̀ mọ àǹfààní ìwúlò hospital. Má ṣe o.
Nothing is there. Ẹ bá náwó go problem kò work. It doesn't work.
Even if you have the money.
Àlẹ́ mi máa ń sọ yẹn sẹ́, ẹni lówó ń jìyà nílé, ẹni tó lówó bàbá problem.
So I continue. I'm doing my own part. Yesterday, I had to copy the registration,
The petition. Petition, yeah. Katubo máa pín. I need the millions of that. Kò ń ṣe thousands la need o. Millions of that la need o. Ẹ tẹ́rọ pé bí ẹlòmíì ni àfihàn nọ́mbà. Ẹ má ti bèrè nọ́mbà. Bàdí kódà kó yá kó jẹ́ pé kó máa sọ pé àti bí 20 million. Kò ń ṣe ìjọba ìgbà tó bá ní ẹ rí nọ́mbà nísìn. Kó má lọ máa bàyàn nínú jẹ́. Nígbà tá a bá rí nọ́mbà ta lórí 20,000.
Enough is enough. We were never Nigeria before.
Ẹni tó ní kí a má wá sẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yẹn kò dá kọ̀kọ́ mọ̀ ni ẹ má respond sí mo ti rí kọ́mẹ̀ntì yẹn pé ká má wá sẹ́kọ̀ọ́. So ẹ má bínú torí direct call ní ó ti lọ. Ẹ ṣe gan ni torí àsìkò ni ẹ má bínú bàbá wa. Mo dẹ́ fẹ́ jẹ́ káwọn tó ń pè direct ká máa miss wọn. Ok ẹ jẹ́ ń pe àwọn nọ́mbà bíi méjì kan náà tó ti pè ká pè wọ́n padà. Ta ló sọ pé ká má wá sẹ́kọ̀ọ́? Bọ́dà ń pè yẹn ká má wá sẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Èkó yẹn wá jẹ́gẹ́ bí ó jẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀fún tán ní ká má wá ni. Hello caller direct láti Nàìjíríà. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ọbẹ̀ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ o. Àwa ni gbowó ṣá jẹ́ kọ́ mọ̀. Jẹ́ kọ́ mọ̀ ni.
Mo ti ń wo program yìí ti pẹ́ látara ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ayé ìdílé mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ráyè kọ́ọ̀dù mi.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni sàn.
Because mo rí inú mi lè dùn Àbújá lè ní gbé.
Okay.
Ṣé rí àwọn pípù yìí ó ti pẹ́ tí wọ́n ti fi ti Yorùbá. Ẹ bá wo láti Ṣùgbà lọ sí North, Bẹ́gà ló ṣe o. Bẹ́gà ló ṣe ọ̀nà yẹn. The barrier is very solid. What they don't see Katsina. They don't go down from my border. Wọ́n fi kọ́ńtìrì mẹ́rin sí márùn-ún wọn ò tí ì parẹ́ láti ayọ̀ bá kọjọ́. Láti Ṣùgbà tí lọ́kọ̀jà ń bẹ̀ yẹn lọ sí àwájọ yìí. Ẹ lọ láti Ṣùgbà ń pè é ẹ lọ sí náà ẹ lọ kó kan sí Bẹ́gà dá lára fa. Ìdí tí mo apply ẹni tí mo ń lọ. Ìyẹn for second ẹ wo ìlú tí màálù wọn ti sí ara ní sọ́fà màálù wọn ní rìfẹ́ǹsì yìí.
Mo gbọ́ yín mo fi interrupt ni mo gbọ́ yín.
Ẹ wo ìlú tí ara ti sọ́fà màálù wọn.
Mo rántí yẹ ní last year.
Lọ kí tẹ last year ní ìjẹta àmọ́ yìí. Ẹgbẹ́ ìlú mi nìyẹn.
Ok, ṣé mo ti rí fídíò yẹn nìyẹn.
Orí Láì Muhammed tó bá yẹ kó orí bàbá yẹn pé ẹgbẹ́ ìlú ẹ̀ náà ni o.
Táwọn yẹn kíá ni Láì Muhammed. Táwọn yẹn kíá mo ń gbọ́ yín.
Hello?
À ń gbọ́ yín sẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ̀ pé mo fi interrupt ni mo ń gbọ́ yín dáàdì mo ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Ìlú tí ara ti sọ́gbà màálù wọn ní alẹ́ ìjẹta. Ìlú yẹn ẹ máa kọjá òkè níbi ẹ máa kéré ìdí. Kẹ́tọ́ lọ kan òró èdè tí ìyẹn gẹ́gẹ́ lẹ́sìn yà sí àlà yẹn.
Ok.
Ìlú tí mo mọ̀ dáadáa ni tí mo máa ń lọ dáadáa gbà tí mo wà nílọrin. Tí wọ́n ṣe ìlú nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn kò tí yẹ kí Láì Muhammed tó jẹ pé ìgbóná kan ní gbogbo wa túbọ̀.
But ẹ wo agbègbè Láì Muhammed yẹn náà sì bí wọ́n ṣò bẹ̀ nígbà táwọn ọmọ wa lọ ṣe rálì ní Òró wọ́n ṣò wájú ilé ẹ̀ kọjá náà wọ́n ṣò gbogbo wájú ilé ẹ̀ ẹ bá lọ àwọn náà pọ̀ àbí kábíyèsí gan sọ Ọ̀jájá the second kábíyèsí Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ ó ní gbogbo àwọn politician ẹ lè wá sílé ẹ wá fi gbogbo ẹ fi dídà àwọn ọba àtàwọn baálẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ò lè wá sílé púpọ̀ náà politician yẹn ò ń lọ lú mọ́ Èkó lọ́ máa ń lọ lọ́ máa gbé àwọn girlfriend wọn lọ wọn ń lọ lé mọ́ ilé ò sí lọ fún wọn.
Ẹ̀sà ọmọ òkè níbi ló ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ bá ti kọjá òkè níbi ọmọ òkè níbi ló ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ bá ti kọjá òkè níbi ẹ bá ti dé níbi ẹ dé Òró ní Láì Muhammed ti dé mo ti lọ ilé níbi láti 2008. Because of all those rubbish.
Ẹ jẹ́ ń gbọ́ yín dáadáa o ẹ jẹ́ ń gbọ́ yín dáadáa dáàdì mi o ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé ẹ lọ́lé láti 2008. Kí ló dé tẹ́ fẹ́ lọ́lé àwa náà wà lábúrò là wà lé kí ló dé tẹ̀yìn tẹ̀ wà lé tó fẹ́ lọ́lé.
ṣé ilé tẹ lọ ni.
Arógo báyìí o.
ẹ máa lọ lé ẹ wo ọ̀nà tó lọ láti ọ̀nà tó lọ láti Kwara dé Kogi dé Kaba. Nígbà tí ó fi wọlé dáhùn bá olóògùn fi wọlé bọ́ tẹ̀lé vice president ló àwọ̀dù ọ̀nà yẹn till now they no do it. From Kwara to Kaba. Ọ̀nà yẹn ló ti pa ọmọ kan ní rìsẹ́ẹ̀tì tó jẹ́ ara àwọn olóṣèlú Yàyà Bello.
Okay.
Ọ̀nà ọjà tábàbẹ́ lọ sí gbọ́nà láti Àbújá sí a máa ẹ̀jẹ̀ gbá lẹ́kìtì lọ. A máa ẹ̀jẹ̀ gbá lẹ́kìtì àwọn ọlọ́jà sí òun àrán. Ilé ẹ̀ fọ́tù ewu àtẹ̀yẹgbẹ́ bẹ̀tà road ní tẹ́lẹ̀ ó ti kàtọ́dún omi òkè.
Ṣé mọ̀ pé kí gbogbo wàhálà kínní tó tẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ìbí kan tẹ̀rọ kébì tẹ́kì anyway bí àtọ́rí as a journalist that lives abroad àwọn máa wà implicity ẹ mọ̀ kébì náà ti di bí òyìnbó ẹ mọ̀ pé òyìnbó máa wà implicity gan máa ń wà káàkiri ni mo ní mo fẹ́ lọ Abuja this was about 4 years ago if I can remember nígbà tí mo ní mo fẹ́ lọ family mi rò pé a kàn máa lọ ra ticket a máa board the plane ní bá sọ fún wọn pé no pé à ń lọ wọ bọ́ọ̀sì ni wọ́n tún wò mí báyìí pé ṣé kò ṣe pé wọ́n pẹ́ ti mú nǹkan sórí báyìí pé a máa lọ wọ bọ́ọ̀sì mo ní yẹn wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé tí bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn mo serious èmi tí mo ti sọ pé à ń lọ ìjọ́ kejì la máa lọ wọ́n tún béèrè lọ́wọ́ mi pé Àbújá là ń lọ mo ní yẹn mo ní kí ló dé ó náà yẹn ọ̀dà mo ní exploration náà ni wàhálà ìgbà tá a dé Kogi yẹn gbogbo access yẹn ìyẹn tẹ̀ wá dáadáa ṣe wá rí ìgbà tá a wá ń padà bọ̀ èmi gan mo ò ní dánwó ẹ̀ mọ̀ wọn láyé o nígbà tá a wá ń padà bọ̀ ẹ̀mọ́ tí mo tún wá ṣe àwa wọ night bus padà yẹ̀rí pé mi gan wá nísìn bí wọn bá dánwó ẹ̀ wò risk nígbà táyìn wà nílé láti 2008 tẹ́ lè gbé òró èmi wá láti ìlú òyìnbó mo wá bọ́ọ̀dì bọ́ọ̀sì ní Èjìgbò kọ́ láti wọ bọ́ọ̀sì yẹn tó ń lọ sí Àbújá mo tún wá wọ night bus padà ẹ̀rí pé mo wá nǹkan bọ̀. Ó dà.
Ìkọ́lé ẹ̀rí kan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní òtọ́ ẹ̀ mọ́. Ọ̀gbọ́n lọ́nà lọ́kọjá bí ẹ máa wò tẹ̀tẹ̀tẹ̀ mọ́tò mi. Ọ̀gbọ́n yẹn bá jáde sí ọmọ akópọ̀ sí yín ni. Nílò ọ̀nà lọ́kọjá tàbí jábí báyìí, ọmọ akópọ̀ sí yín gidi. Bí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ bóyá
kí n máa ka comment YouTube náà. Everything jagajaga. Ó dà pé o credit bàbá yẹn ti tán. Out. Don't disturb me. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn nìyẹn bá disturb mi nínú yàrá. Nígbà tẹni tó wà nílé láti 2008 kò lè lọ sí òru. Èmi wá dé láti ìlú òyìnbó wọ́n á ra bus ticket bẹ́ẹ̀ tó lọ sí Manchester ẹ̀rí pé mo wá wàhálà. +4475 940500979 tó bá ti di aago kan máa end the program yẹn ibikíbi la bá badé náà ni ẹni bínú ìyẹn mo ṣe ń ba lọ báyìí látàárọ̀ ẹ bá mute the background ẹ jọ ẹ mute the background.
Hello ẹ̀gbọ́n Koiki.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Ẹ káalẹ́ o.
Ẹ káàsán. Ẹ káalẹ́ kẹ̀. Àti bọ̀lẹ̀ ń tí ń pè.
Australia la ti ń pè.
Kábíyèsí Ọlọ́run ìlú kan tó níyẹn láyé ọ̀tọ̀ ẹ máa yọ mí lẹ́nu ní.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun bàbá mi Ọlọ́run àdúró tí Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú yín.
Àmín.
Àtẹ̀yìn àti bàbá Sunday.
Ìgbòho òòṣà jẹ́ kọ́ mọ̀.
Ọlọ́run àdúró ti gbogbo yín pátápátá àbọ̀ Ọlọ́run adájú lórí ayé yín.
Àmín.
Ọlọ́run amú adélẹ̀ lérí àníṣe lásán o.
Ìyẹn kan ní I want to work for you èmi ò níṣẹ́ ẹ má bínú ìyẹn náà la ṣe ń tètè jà báyìí kí iṣẹ́ lè pọ̀ dáadáa ẹ má bínú màmá wa mo gbọ́ yín mà.
Ọlọ́run àdúró tí Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú yín.
Àmín.
Ẹ ṣàṣeyọrí lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Rálì Èkó Ọlọ́run á bá yín ṣe Ọlọ́run àdúró tì.
Àmín.
Ilẹ̀ wa Ọlọ́run á gbà fún wa.
No going back.
Ọlọ́run á gbà fún ọwọ́ òkú ẹrú lágbára Ọlọ́run àdélẹ̀ dídí. Àbọ̀ Ọlọ́run adájú lórí ayé yín wọ́n ní kí ẹni
ẹ ṣé gan ni mo appreciate it thank you very much ẹ jẹ́ ń gbé kọ́ọ̀lù míì àtúntò ní kọ́là míì ẹ má bínú gbogbo èyí tí ẹ ń gbọ́ wa lọ́tún lósìn àtúntò ní kọ́là míì tó fi pè wá ẹ ní sùúrù o. Hello kọ́là ẹ gbóhùn sókè ẹ mute the background òun ṣàlejò. Boy.
Hello, sir.
Hmm.
Hello, sir.
Hmm.
Yeah, Keso Baba ló sọ̀rọ̀. Keso Baba International.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ẹ bá dá sétò náà gbọ́ yín o.
Sọ̀rọ̀ àti ọdún tó sọ̀rọ̀ pé ọ̀nà ọ̀dà. Because I just remember when I went to Abuja, I didn't use bus, I used plane. My first day to Abuja, I used plane. You know, my first time in my life being to Abuja, I've not been to Abuja in my life before.
I love you too, Biafra. All hail Biafra.
My plane.
Hmm.
My first day in Abuja, the rain was so heavy. My first day in Abuja, the rain was heavy. Was so heavy. It's like a special rain from heaven. The rain was heavy. I moved from the airport to the house. After 3 days, I came to see my uncle in Abuja. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
My uncle went to Oshuni Bank. That time, there's still Oshuni Bank in Nigeria. That time, in Abuja. Then he want to do something there. That day, I want to open my first account. That's Oshuni Bank. When I opened the account, and I go outside to wait for my uncle. I was taking picture, you know me. I like taking picture. I was just taking picture. This policeman is under the car park. I didn't know there's police there. I was just taking picture. And then the policeman came to me and said that, "Oga, why are you taking picture? You want to rob the bank?"
Oh boy, wahala body.
I said, "Why? They look like somebody wants to rob the bank. I just came to open the account. Now I want to rob bank now." I said, "Excuse me, I'm not a robber. Can you see my dressing? I'm just a visitor. Visitor from Lagos to Abuja. Why now? What that you want? He said, give me your camera. We are going to police station." For what? What kind is that? What kind did I do now?
All right, thank you, Olatunde. I'll check it out later.
What kind did I do now? Taking pictures is crime now. Put something for ground now.
Egun jẹ nìyẹn. O máa sanwó ṣàkọọ́lẹ̀.
Your camera you want collect, you go pay money. What kind they have to now? I want pay money for it. That says, okay, my uncle that he went for a silver bed, I go tell her, they can announce you for radio. You not give my camera. I say, okay, before your uncle come, give me the money, I'll give the camera. Don't tell your uncle. Okay, I'll wait for my uncle to come before you give my camera. If not give me, I go. That money I don't go give you. God say, okay, hold on. Okay. I can't tell my uncle, this place don't pay my camera. He said, wait, he said, I want rob bank. See, I'm taking picture. Me want rob bank. Wait here, I don't carry. Me, you know, say me, I be tourist for Abuja. Tourist, they take picture. I like to take a picture. They didn't understand. It was like more than 10 years or 8 years.
And because of time factor, thank you very much. My caller, that was one of the experience of so many of us. Nigeria is a country that does not believe that you're a tourist as well. So let's take, like I said, ago kan gbáko kò ní kọjá ago kan la máa gbé tẹ̀ wálẹ̀ ẹ bá máa ṣe ní kíákíá ká lè gba so many calls ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ètò nìyẹn. Àbẹ́yìn náà tún wà ní Australia ni ẹ̀rù tún fẹ́ bà mí pé ẹ̀ka alẹ́ kí wọ́n gbogbo ẹ̀ka alẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ọkọ̀ mi ò tẹ̀ rántí pé ìlú kan ti wà lálẹ́ already.
Nàìjíríà bàbá mi òdodo á gbé wa o.
Kò ní gbé ọ̀dà lẹ̀.
Àní ti látọ̀.
Àṣẹ ìdìmọ̀ rẹ̀.
Ojú òsì ní ti wà.
Àmín.
Ẹ rí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ti kọjá ń tá máa sọ tá máa àbí ká dákẹ́ lóko. Àbí ká dákẹ́ lóko. Ìjọba fún àwọn gan-an wọn lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́. Àwa Nàìjíríà jẹ́yàn tó lágídí gan-an. Òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ dẹ̀ jìnnà sí wa gan.
Ẹlòmíì ò believe ẹlòmíì ò gbógun tá à ń ṣe ẹlòmíì ò believe pé gbógun tá à ń ṣe pé to them and waste time so ìyà yẹn ti mọ́ wọn lára but hospital ò ní syringe wọ́n ní syringe wọ́n ní. ọ̀pọ̀ èèyàn fẹ́ kú bọ̀ Fúlàní padà wá ń pa àwọn èèyàn. À ń fojú rí life and direct. Àwa la máa borí wọn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, àwa la máa borí. Àwa la máa borí lágbára Ọlọ́run. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Lágbára Ọlọ́run, ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa. Torí àsìkò ni ẹ má bínú pé mo láti máa push gbogbo yín torí pé ẹ rí pé mo ti ní àní pẹ́ lórí ètò yẹn ní èní torí àsìkò. There's a lot of engagement, especially the latest news of this mannequin coming to London. So, there's a lot of development that is happening as a media that I need to work on as well. Hello, ẹ káàsán, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí. Ẹ bá mute background yẹn tó bá wà on. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí.
Okay. Share what you want. Okay, bye.
Live and direct and going loud and clear.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, I have a bad news.
Okay.
On the road to Nigeria.
Yeah, a share for you.
Yesterday, my junior brother, I was 6. Wọ́n ní accident lórí olórí burúkú mọ́tò Dangote olórí burúkú tó ń pààyàn tí Nigeria government ò rí ìkọ̀kọ̀ ṣe sí. Àná ìjẹta lọ́nà accident wọ́n lè ṣe lọ sí wọn ni. Ní àná that stupid shit o country tọ́lọ́wọ̀n ní fire fún gbogbo àwọn kékeré àtàgbà tọ́ntọ́n láti olórí títí dé kékeré wọn tọ́lọ́wọ̀n ní yọ́nú sí kankan nínú wọn. Àwọn 6 náà há sí abẹ́ mọ́tò Dangote. Èmi ò rí bí tí mọ́tò kékeré tó máa bá mọ́tò ńlá ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ 24 tó máa bá kékeré tó máa bá du ọ̀nà níbi tí ọ̀nà ò dáa. Wọ́n lọ sí Nàìjíríà 2 years ago. Mi ò lè rìn. Mo ò lè gbogbo àdúgbò gbogbo ẹ̀ lórí jàgẹ̀jẹ̀ gbogbo àdúgbò gbogbo Lagos àlà kò síbi tó ṣe é rìn kò síbi tó ṣe é rí. Everybody dàbí àmọ́ àná lọ sí àwọn 6 àná àwọn kéékèèké. Èyí tó dàgbà jù ní 37 years nínú ẹ̀. Nàìjíríà yìí gbogbo àwọn àgbàlagbà Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní kí ìlú yẹn ṣe kò tẹ̀ sí ìtọ́pọ̀ àpọ̀jù Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n sọ pé bí ìlú Yorùbá yẹn ṣe rí bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn ṣe fẹ́ kó Ọlọ́run nínú àánú Ọlọ́run gbogbo tó bá fi ń bẹ Ọlọ́run tọ́lọ́run tí ì fi dá sẹ̀dí àti òfin fi ìyà jẹ wọ́n láti jọ Ọlọ́run á kọjú àìmọ̀ṣe sí gbogbo wọn àtàwọn aláàfáà wa àti babaláwo àti onígbàgbọ́ àti kìrìsìtẹ́nì tó ń bá wọn ṣàdúrà tó gbọ́dọ̀ má fìyà jẹ wọ́n láti jọ tí gbogbo èèyàn ti ń sunkún ọmọdé ń sunkún àgbà ń sunkún wọ́n ti di pààyàn wọ́n fìyà jẹ wọ́n fara nìyàn dáàdì mi sick àná bastard owó ó ṣe test títí wọn ò rí nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọn kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ a lọ sí private hospital the funniest thing ni pé gbogbo àwọn olóṣì doctors yẹn gbogbo wọn náà ní kíní káàkiri eléyìí á sọ fún ọgbọ́n kó lọ ṣe test tó bá mú wá tẹ́lómi ìbá wa gbà á sọ fún pé òun ò rí nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọ́n tún máa ní kó lọ sí hospital bá wọ́n máa ní kó lọ ṣe test kan tẹ́lẹ̀ bá tún gbà doctor mi tún máa gbà wọ́n máa sọ fún ọgbọ́n kó lọ ṣe test àrí à ń láti lọ fẹjọ́ wọn sùn one of our brother dé lékè tán nígbà yẹn pé kí ló dé a ti ṣe 8 steps gbogbo àwọn dókítà tó wá ní different gbogbo wọn dẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn òbí nǹkan tó ń ṣe àwọn òbí nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọn ìyẹn ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá pé general hospital nígbà yẹn ló ṣàtúnṣe pé kí ló dé tí wọ́n ṣe nǹkan báyìí ìyẹn kan wá sọ pé kó lọ sí Victoria Island ibi tó ti ṣe fún tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ tó ń dáwọn òrì ló ń lọ ẹ̀kọ́ padà lọ síbẹ̀ wọ́n ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá náà rí àná bastard owó ọ̀tọ̀ lówó bẹ́ẹ̀dì ọ̀tọ̀ lówó kínní tẹ bá fẹ́ wọlé oníge tí máa máa béèrè owó nísìn nǹkan tó ń ṣe nísìn ni pé àdúrà wọn nígbà táwọn máa lọ gba òkú yẹn àwọn òkú yẹn wọ́n ní
sáìdì bo ni wọ́n kú sáìdì bo ni ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ mà.
ní Èkó ní Lagos Island níta fàájì.
láàrin Èkó.
láàrin no ìyẹ̀kí ní ọ̀dọ̀ Kogi.
òkè ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀.
Àbúrò mi dẹ̀ sọ fún kan nínú pé ẹ máa ń rìn by road ẹ lọ flight àwọn kéékèèké ní Lagos Island. Wọ́n lọ gba òkú yẹn wọ́n ní the funnest part ni pé àwọn òkú ti pọ̀ jù kò tún síná àwọn òkú tó bá ti kó síbẹ̀ tó bá ti highs wọ́n máa kó wọn bọ́lẹ̀ wọ́n á kọ́ àwọn míì tán ti.
wàá kó lè lórí kó lè bá tutù.
wọ́n á tún kó bí wọ́n á tún replace sílẹ̀. wọ́n ní ọjọ́ òkú ló 2 days débẹ̀ wọ́n ní each òkú kan kó máa gba wọ́n máa san 500,000.
láti gbòkú yẹn jáde.
láti gbòkú jáde.
àwọn èèyàn lórí comment wọ́n ní kí n máa kí yín àwọn èèyàn ní kí n máa kí yín wọ́n ní máa kí yín ẹ̀kọ́
ní gbogbo Lagos àti gbogbo yẹn lè kẹ́ àwọn dókítà àti nọ́ọ̀sì gbogbo anybody tó bá wà bẹ̀ wọ́n ní nǹkan tó tẹ̀ wá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé àwọn dókítà yìí tó lè dì wọ́n ní ẹ bọ́ síbi ẹ lọ pé lórí burúkú Tinubu ń ṣe lẹ́yìn lẹ́yìn ìdìbò sí gbogbo wọn. Nǹkan táwọn máa ṣe wípé òun máa fún yín ní note because táwọn bá pariwo sí pé ẹ má dìbò fún ẹ̀yìn èyí kan náà làwọn ọmọ máa sọ pé kí ni àwọn máa fún yín ní note ẹ mú lọ fún Fáṣọlá àbí èyí tó wà ń bẹ̀ yìí. Sanwó-Kú. Ẹ mú lọ fún ó máa yọ nínú owó àwọn òkú yìí because 50 million làwọn máa ń sọ ní every month mọ́ṣúárì ní 50 million ní mọ́ṣúárì ní bá wa sọ fún gbogbo àwọn mọ́ṣúárì Lagos Island 50 million lọ́nà sọ náà ní.
now ẹ má bínú pé mo kàn máa dá ọ̀rọ̀ ìmọ̀ yín down ẹ rí pé nǹkan tí Balógun Èkó tó máa ń tó sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ mọ̀ kó sọ̀rọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin kan náà lẹ́ni mọ́ṣúárì ẹ̀yin kan náà lẹ́ni hospital ẹ̀yin kan náà lẹ́ni burial ground.
ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá rántí pé kíní ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn rí.
Ọ̀ṣọ́dì Balógun Èkó.
ìyẹn ní wọ́n sọ pé káwọn mú ọkọ̀ náà ti fáwọn pé káwọn mú lọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ tó bá ti wá fún àwọn nílẹ̀ káwọn máa reduce owó yẹn kúrò ní owó káwọn máa sọ lóṣù pé báwo làwọn ṣe fẹ́ ṣe nígbà tí mọ́ṣúárì gbígbà tó ń sọ 50 million lóṣù kò tí mọ general hospital kò tí mọ kankan nígbà àwọn míì àwọn àwòkọ ṣé káwọn fòkú yẹn lẹ wọn kí ni wọn máa yọ gbogbo pàtì ẹ ní. ẹ̀bùn kan tí Nàìjíríà tó ń ṣe fún àwọn èèyàn wọn láti ráyè náà nǹkan tó ṣe ìlú ìlú ti ẹ̀dá
gbogbo ilé tẹ̀lẹ̀ ṣe ń sọ yìí is less than a week ní gbogbo tẹ̀ ṣe ń sọ yìí o gbogbo tẹ̀ ń sọ yìí less than a week ní o because tó bá ṣe sàn ọmọ yẹn lánàá gbogbo tẹ̀ ń sọ is less than a week.
àwọn ọmọ yẹn pọ̀ sí wà lára everybody ní gbogbo Lagos Island gbogbo Tafaji ní pọ̀ sí wà lára everybody àwọn kékèké mọ́tò mọ́tò òṣì tó ń tún lára ẹ̀wọ̀n mọ́tò lára ìdílé wọn kò pé gbogbo àwọn ọgbà jẹ́gbìlẹ̀ yẹn gbogbo street ní mọ́tò lára ẹ̀wọ̀n wọ́n ní kò sí jọ́jú mọ́tò yẹn parí. Nigerian government no justice ní mọ́tò yẹn níjọ́ tó ti ń parí àwọn ọmọ kékèké kò sí ìtọ́lẹ́yìn èyí tó ní àìníwá figure.
ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé last year ìkan náà ọ̀rẹ́ tiwa kan náà kódà picture wọn send ẹ̀ sí mi ó yọ orí yẹn ni Dangote truck náà ni kódà wọ́n láti rán orí yẹn padà kó tó sin arákùnrin yẹn ní kọ́lọ̀ fọ́ọ̀nù kẹ. ta ló ń pè ṣe sùúrù.
ìjà ló fi kúrò ní wọ́n ṣúárì lánàá ìjà wọ́n ní no wọ́n láti lọ gba kíní wá kó tó di kó máa release àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ because tó bá rí owó ní 50 kíní 500,000 yẹn each because iye tó ní káwọn máa mú alóṣooṣù wò lápò èyí ti fẹ́ rí o.
wàhálà wà o.
ìdìbò tó tó fún pé ilé ìwà fún ẹ̀yẹ wọ́n play ball ládùúgbò wọn náà kú ìkan kú nínú wọn wọ́n play gbá ball sí private party kan ìkan wá kú nínú wọn. wọ́n ní òkú ìyá ọ̀nà ọmọ kékeré gbọ́dọ̀ wọn ní òkú 3 days ipe bàbá ẹ̀ tẹ̀lé pé ó ń struggle láti jẹun wọ́n sáré tọmọ ẹ̀ lọ sí mọ́ṣúárì kò ló 3 days wọ́n náà ní kó lọ fún 300,000 lọ ní 300,000 ọmọ kékeré èyí làwọn ní àwọn tí wọ́n ní experience nípa but mo ní problem tí gbogbo wa máa ń ní nìyà kí káràmà sí kí jẹ́ tí kí nìyẹn tí kọ́kọ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́ni tẹ̀mọ̀ ọmọ kékeré jẹ́ ìgbogbo yìí ti.
lẹ́ẹ̀kan ti vet anger. Yorùbá mú nǹkan mọ́ra kábíyèsí Ọlọ́run.
ó ti pọ̀ jù kò sáàmù mọ́ra ilé ìwọ̀n rárá kò tiẹ̀ sẹ́ńtì òde kò sáàmù mọ́ra mú kò sí àwọn mọ́ra mọ́ tó bá.
Ọlọ́run bá mi gbogbo àwọn fámìlì àwọn tó kú yẹn Ọlọ́run bá mi dúró ti gbogbo àwọn fámìlì yẹn o.
àtàwọn àgbàgbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí wọ́n dà lóye pẹ́pẹ́ bó ṣe ń tó bó ṣe ń le bó ṣe.
Ọlọ́run bá mi dúró ti fámìlì yẹn.
Ọlọ́run ti fi ìdásẹ̀ rí àfihàn Ọlọ́run ní gbà mú Ọlọ́run láti dìde báyìí láti nínú ìṣòro sọ láti October 12 tó ti pa àwọn ọmọ yẹn tí lẹ́kì tó gbogbo sọ pé Ọlọ́run tó kọjú àìmọ̀ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn babaláwo kan lè máa fún àwọn oníṣègùn tó ń bẹ náà fún kókó náà má fi yà jẹ
ilé tó kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ o.
àbẹ̀rí aṣọ́pọ̀ Ọlọ́run máa bí wọn láti jọ Ọlọ́run kò dé àpapọ̀ sọ fún yẹn láti October 20 pé wọ́n láti kú wọn wọ́n ṣe tó fi rí ìyọkùn ọ̀nà tó tún fìyà jẹun ìwọ ló má jẹ́ kó wọ́n ṣe ìyá jẹun láti máa jẹun àtàwọn ọmọdé wọn.
ẹ ṣé gan ni màmá wa Ọlọ́run bá mi dúró ti gbogbo fámìlì yẹn o Ọlọ́run bá mi dúró ti fámìlì yẹn o àní rírú ẹ̀ mọ́ o àní rírú ẹ̀ mọ́ o mo dẹ̀ mẹ́ni tó ń pè mọ́ ní dárúkọ yín tó láti sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa rí ní dárúkọ yín Ọlọ́run bá máa pè yín létà ọ̀rọ̀ rí o ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ rí i pé aláti jà ká tètè kúrò ní mess la wà náà yìí hello caller 1 o'clock náà la máa parí ètò yẹn mọ̀ ní gbé kọjá 1 o'clock ó rẹ̀ mí gan ẹ gbóhùn sókè ní kíákíá àti ń gbọ́ yín kíákíá ẹ má tún pe Mr. Koiki ó ti jẹ́ mẹ́ta èmi nìyẹn sà láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà.
Iṣẹ́ tẹ̀ ń ṣe iṣẹ́ takuntakun nínú wa dùn fún àwọn nǹkan tẹ̀ ń ṣe.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ni mí ṣùgbọ́n mi ò rí sí ọmọ Nàìjíríà.
Ok.
So ẹ jọ nípa rálì Èkó Ìkòròdú mo ti ń pè yín.
Ok.
Àwa náà máa darapọ̀ mọ́
ní lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Ṣùgbọ́n nípa ìmúra wa. Ẹjọ́ sà, mo fẹ́ kó jẹ́ pé àmúra dáadáa náà máa mẹ́rin nípa ọ̀yọ̀tọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà kì í ṣe orílẹ̀-èdè mọ́. Wọ́n kó sọ ọmọ mi lọ sí Katsina, kò lè lọ sáàbù mbẹ̀ because of all this violence. Ẹjọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí ìṣọ̀kan yín lágbára Ọlọ́run àní pàdánù lórúkọ Jésù.
Àmín Jésù.
Ẹjọ́ à ń gbàdúrà fún yín àbáàgbọ́dẹ̀ jẹ́ pàwọ̀ lè ṣe ohunkóhun. Ṣùgbọ́n mo máa ń gbọ́ máyégún sí lára náà dáadáa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Mo ti rẹ̀ ló wà sábẹ̀ mo ti kóòtù kankan sórí wà sábẹ̀ kan lé mi. Afẹ́ sign petition mo fẹ́ fún family gbogbo àwọn group mo wà mo fẹ́ send the petition sí wọn. Tó bá jẹ́ pé lórí wà sábẹ̀ mi kò bá dára jù because I will don't have.
Màá ṣe pẹ̀lú yín. Ẹ kàn send message sí mi tí bá padà dé message pọ̀ lórí fóònù but ẹ kàn sọ pé tẹ́ bá tí rí ẹ ṣe send message pé I want the. Ó ti yé mi a máa share lórí WhatsApp náà ni à ń share lórí ṣé WhatsApp lẹ fi ń pè mí nísìnyí direct lẹ ń pè báyà mi WhatsApp lẹ fi ń pè mí ẹ̀hún náà ni mò ń sọ so now kí lórúkọ yín kí lè save number yẹn ìyẹn máa fi wá lọ wáyé lórí WhatsApp. Títí lóye ọ̀dà màá save number yẹn nísìnyí màá wá add in lórí WhatsApp ẹ ṣé gan ni all right sir àmín ẹ má bínú torí àsìkò ni ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀rẹ̀ pé ibi ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ gan èmi gan ti fi ikú gbóná ni àwọn ọmọ yẹn kú kábíyèsí Ọlọ́run títí ẹni ṣòro tó ń pè kí n má lọ sáré miss nọ́mbà yẹn Títí lóye wọn ní Koiki ó fi dógúnlẹ̀ níta máa fojú wọn rí ìgbéyàn sábẹ́ ẹkùn láti Manchester gbóhùn sókè màmá. Ẹ káàsán mọ́.
Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ kú ètò látàárọ̀ ẹ ṣáà find time láti rest.
Ìtọ́rẹ́ ìmọ̀ tó bá ti di one náà máa ń
Thank you for what you did yesterday. Also yesterday now.
Day before yesterday.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You made me proud.
It's just the beginning.
Yorùbá nation now. Ẹ ṣe Ọlọ́run á máa wà pẹ̀lú yín.
Àmín.
Ṣé lọ́rọ̀ Nàìjíríà yẹn ká fi ẹnu dákẹ́ ni?
Ìta àwọn mọ́mì yẹn sọ yẹn ìta àwọn mọ́mì yẹn sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn abiyamọ tó o bá wọ̀ lára.
Jẹ́ kí tẹ̀ tí wọ́n sọ mí. Ọmọ àbúrò mi nephew mi. Recently lọ́mọ yẹn wọ́n diagnose ẹ̀ ó ní heart problem. Ṣé màá wí pé hospital Nàìjíríà wọ́n máa ní owó ti pé wọ́n ní ká wọ́wọ́ owó pé àkówó yẹn yọ wọ́n ní almost 3 billion. Owó yẹn wà nílẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ fún ọmọ ní date wọ́n ṣe surgery yẹn fún wọ́n á máa fún wa lẹ́yìn ọ̀la wá lẹ́yìn wá lọ́la wá lẹ́yìn wá lọ́la títí surgery tó yẹ kí wọ́n ti ṣe láti April ṣé mo pé wọ́n á ṣe surgery yẹn lọ hospital Nàìjíríà títí tá a fi lóòsì ọmọ yẹn. Mo ké ni mo ní máa lọ sùn wọn ní gbogbo hospital wọn yẹn. Irú kí nìyẹn wọ́n kàn ń pààyàn kiri wọ́n.
Too many painful deaths. Too many painful deaths.
Ẹni tí ò lówó wàhálà ẹni tó tún lówó ẹ̀ kò rí ẹ̀tẹ̀.
That's what I always say ẹni tó lówó.
Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ejúbẹ́lẹ̀ tí yàrá nìyàn rí àìmọye àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ń kú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ní Nàìjíríà.
Wow, ó ga o. Ó ga.
Olóyè ò wọ̀ ọkọ̀.
Ó lágbára. Ẹ ṣé gan ni màmá wa. Àmín.
Àfi Yorùbá nation.
Òun ni that's the only option nísìnyí. Gbogbo politician 419 yẹn gbọ́ tán ní 50 million ní Sanwó-Olú tó ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ mọ́ṣúárì nígbà tó yẹ pé ìdajì owó yẹn ọ̀dọ̀ Tinubu ló máa lọ. Ṣé rí i pé nísìnyí pé tí Balógun Èkó sọ Bísóyè ṣé rí i pé analysis yẹn a rí confirmation ẹ̀ ṣé rí i pé wọ́n sọ pé lórí show ẹlòmíràn ni àsọdùlẹ̀ ń sọ ṣé rí i pé ẹni tó pè wá last yẹn nísìnyí analysis tí Bísóyè ṣe yẹn because àwọn ní fact yẹn lọ́wọ́ irú àwọn doctor yẹn ti lè fún ní information àwọn èèyàn fáwọn náà ní information ẹ lọ béèrè wọ́n sanwó covid fún gbogbo àwọn nurse tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ báyìí àwọn frontline worker ẹ sọ pé Koiki ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kó sanwó fún wọn. Ẹ ṣé gan ni màmá wa irú country wo nìyẹn ẹ ó kù díẹ̀ country yẹn fẹ́ tó wálẹ̀ ṣé bá ṣe máa bá lọ lílé ìbéèrè ni o ṣé bá ṣe máa repost the story of that woman náà máa ní láti padà sí broadcast yẹn bá tán because mo record ẹ̀ àmọ́ láti wá get the voice ibẹ̀ yẹn jáde èyí náà lè bá mi ṣe ká bá parí ètò ẹ̀yìn tẹlifóònù mẹ́ta lọ́wọ́ kankan ó kù 10 minutes a máa fi gbẹ́tọ̀ yẹn wálẹ̀ ẹ̀já lọ Canada ẹ bá a ṣe ní kíákíá ẹ ti wọlé sáà.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ níbí báyìí.
Mo mọ̀ ẹ káàsán lọ́dọ̀ wa níbí àwa wà ní akọ́kọ́ fílọ̀ lóde.
Ní kọ̀ọ̀kan tí màá sọ tí mò ń fọ́lọ̀ yẹn nígbà tó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ṣúárì òṣèmọ́ṣúárì.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣé mo àwọn olórí burúkú yìí mo ń gbọ́ information kan wọ́n ní burial ground tó ti wà ní at least like more than how many decades ní Ìkòròdú garage níbi ọ̀nà Sábó wọ́n láti sọ pé wọ́n ta burial ground fún máa kan pé wọ́n fẹ́ lò fún mí ìmọ̀ nǹkan tó yẹ burial ground tí wọ́n ti kọ́ tó ti gbé òkú àwọn òkú tó yẹ pé àwọn òkú grand àwọn tó yẹ pé àwọn agbọ̀n ti ẹ̀bá láyé tó yẹ pé ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n fi wọ́n sí wọ́n dẹ̀ ta burial ground. Ẹgbẹ́ ìkíkọ̀ kò fọ́ni o kò fọ́ni o nǹkan tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú yẹn because ẹni tó ra burial ground yẹn kí ló fẹ́ fi ṣe. Ibi tí wọ́n sọ yìí if you have somebody around that area kí wọ́n lọ sí
tẹ bá pè mí fún mi ní dìbò details ẹ máa gbé àwọn media wa dìde on notice ni àní sọjọ́ tó máa ń lọ wá kàn ṣe broadcast láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ jáde ẹ kàn send gbogbo information ẹ after tá a bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ tó bẹ́ẹ̀ a ṣe ń gbọ́ for few minutes again.
Yeah, because gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí màá yẹn sọ tó ní wọ́n ń kó àwọn èèyàn lọ sí àwọn èèyàn kú wọ́n lọ sí.
ẹni sùúrù ẹ tó ń béèrè pé what is the way forward the way forward náà la wà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ our agitation òun la ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ that's the only way forward ẹ tún fẹ́ lọ dìbò kan ẹ fẹ́ lọ ṣe kíní kan yíyan lè kò ní work kò dẹ̀ ní wáyé.
kíní yìí ti ń pọ̀ jù báyìí o.
wọ́n ti wọlé sí wa lára gan kẹ́rì ó bá àwọn politician Yorùbá yẹn àwọn yẹn ti gba bọ́dì gbogbo àwọn táwọn ń pè ní uncle brother sister àtọ́bìnrin àtọkùnrin ni wọ́n gbogbo wọn ti gba bọ́dì àsọ̀ǹgà táwọn bá ti kọ́lé sí Banana Island tọ́dẹ̀ ní visa tó fi lọ America tó ń lọ Canada tó ń lọ Turkey tó ń lọ anywhere àwọn ready láti lọ ìlú ìwọ tó wà ní abroad ló ṣe ń think about ṣẹ́rí gbogbo àtàwọn aláàbò la máa ń think about our state ẹgbọ́n kó tó pè tán lẹ́ẹ̀kan láti Àbújá wọ́n láwọn òde òrò in the last 2008 làwọn ti délé gbẹ̀yìn èmi wá gbéra láti ìlú òyìnbó mo ní mo fẹ́ tẹ́kì kí ni mo ní mo fẹ́ ṣe road excursion mo wá lọ sí Àbújá ẹni wà lábújá ló wò wálé ẹ̀yin tẹ àwa táwa láàbùrọ là ń think about fẹ́ lọ sógun state àfẹ́ lọ àwọn tó jẹ́ politician baddest politician tó ń jẹ́ kí a máa ṣe wàhálà báyìí àwọn ò ní interest láti lọlé tó bá dẹ̀ máa lọlé wọ́n máa lọ pẹ̀lú full security ni.
wọ́n ní Tinubu gbogbo bẹ̀rẹ̀ grant tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọ́n gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti rà kí ló fi ń ṣe.
kí ló fi ń ṣe ìbọn náà ti sọ yẹn wọn náà ń ta pààtì náà ṣe ìgbóhùn lẹ gbọ́ tí wọ́n mọ̀ ẹ́ sọ nísìnyí ọmọ kékeré tó kú wọ́n fẹ́ gba 300,000 wọ́n tẹ̀ ro tàwọn parent ẹ̀ ọmọ tó kú they careless wọ́n tẹ̀ ro parent yẹn pé ọmọ tó kú wọ́n kàn gbé síbẹ̀ for 3 days nínú mọ́ṣúárì wọ́n náà máa gba 300,000. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Eléyìí lágbára
ó
o.
sọ wọ́n ní ó lágbára ẹ má bínú pé mo ní láti jẹ́ kẹ́ lọ kakọ̀ tú bí alẹ́ ilé ló máa jẹ́ ẹni tó ń pè ẹ jẹ́ ń drop ẹ̀ because kò wá sórí speaker ẹ jẹ́ ń drop ẹ̀ kí wọ́n á tún yín pè kò wá sórí speaker àdẹ̀ ní gbọ́n yín but màá pè yín padà ó dà pé mo lè ṣe save number yín ni o because ẹni tó bá ọ sì bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ láàárọ̀ mo lè ṣe save number yẹn ni ẹ tó ń pè láti Philadelphia ẹ ṣe sùúrù tó ẹ bá ráyè wọlé Hello, caller.
Hello, Koiki.
Sir. Gbogbo àjọ ń ṣe ni sir.
Ọmọ Nàìjíríà tàtà náà lè mí.
Ebi ń ṣe ọmọ Nàìjíríà mọ́. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà sì lẹ́yìn inú ṣe ọmọ rẹ̀. Ebi ń ṣe mo kọ́ ṣe sọ ni o. Ó máa mú wa lára bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò sọ́gbọ́n ẹ̀. Mo wá ìní ni that's okay.
Just that energy that we have. We have spiritual power. Great evils. Aníṣẹ̀ṣe.
Okay.
Alágbára.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Alèmọ́lèmọ́ tààrà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
We don't have weapons. No. But we have more things that are bigger than weapons.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. The spiritual power.
We have who sits upstairs and watch everything that is going on. Wọ́n ní kò ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tí a máa ń bàjẹ́. Kò lè ṣe gbogbo nǹkan ní sùúrù máa ń tún ṣe. Alóògùn náà. Tàbá lèsì tí Igbo bá lèsì, Igbo náà lóògùn, kò sí pé wọ́n lóògùn. They have all these things. Instead of fighting every now and then, let us send all our spiritual power into places.
Kárán wọn ṣẹ́.
Ẹni tó bá dẹran wọlé, àtẹ̀rán tó dà wọ́n wọlé. Ó máa ń lékún. Sọ́dọ̀ ẹnìbọ̀dì ni, ọ̀rẹ́ ẹnìbọ̀dì bẹ̀ náà.
Àgbọ̀yé.
Ṣé ta ló fẹ́ bájà? Ta ló fẹ́ yìnbọn fún?
Somebody say you Koiki, you need to go and sleep. We know the
entrance to all these our regions. We can lift all these regions up. Some people that know the original. And let anything cross that path, and that's the end.
Okay. All right. Good.
We will have a limited fight. They will start running.
Yeah, Nicola, this is AK-47 time. Odili from Canada.
See, a young people carry AK-47 and you will put it to action and it will not work.
Then.
It is part of it.
Then
the little ones don't think that we can fight.
I want pickpocket. I want the pickpocket part of it.
Yes, we cannot fight those one part of it.
You understand?
60% of the fight
has to be spiritual.
Who is going to be working on it that nobody is disturbing you? After crossing a particular part, if your spirit does not unborn well with that spirit, you will just fall down and die.
Only this man is saying sense, so I support your motion. So that means I need láti lọ really engineer bá ṣe máa get gbogbo àwọn alálẹ̀ kankan gbogbo wọn pátápátá.
Those people that can do this thing original.
But uncle me because in the last caller mo yẹn mo ṣe and mo dẹ̀ rí pé sọ̀rọ̀ rí because mo ṣe save number yín láàárọ̀ brother pé send message kan mo kàn save number yín láàárọ̀ mo ṣe realize the question tí mo fẹ́ bí nísìnyí ni pé kí ló dé táwọn tí agbára yẹn wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kí ló tó ń wà tó ń delay ṣé ó ní kọ̀ọ̀kan tó ń rí táwọ̀ ìtì rí lọ́ ṣe ń delay ni pé àwọn fẹ́ kí ní ẹ̀ kó dé stage kan ni or something.
Wọ́n ní pé tá a bá rí ìdìnnà àbí tá a bá rí ìdìnnà àbámu kí ọ̀fẹ́rẹ́ pàdé. Téèyàn kára ró kò ní ròótọ́. Àwọn kan wà lára ìlú afẹ́fẹ́ sọ̀tọ̀ tó jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó ń ṣe ìjẹun gangan nìyẹn bí bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ní fún wọn. Ẹ̀dá gbọ́n ìgbòho. Wọ́n mọ díẹ̀ láàrin wọn náà.
Ọ̀dà ẹ bá mi ó yá ẹ̀yin náà kẹ́tó máa lọ because ó tirẹ̀ mi wá fún content pé lò ó rí 2 minutes left 30 seconds tó kù yẹn nísìn ẹ bá mi náà fi kéde fáwọn tí agbára yẹn wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ bá mi send message fún 30 seconds.
Àwọn la máa gbára wa o ìwọ tó bá mọ̀ pé ilé ẹ dá ẹ lójú tó lè fi gbárí bọ́ta gbogbo ohun ètùtù àbí nǹkan kan tó bá ní ìdí láti lò. Má wọ́rì ìwọ ṣáà sọ pé báyìí ló ṣe fẹ́ wá fẹ́wé sí ẹ látọ̀nù tó o bá ti parọ́ tó bá ti.
kò ń ṣe ṣeré-ṣeré.
Padà ẹ ṣé gan ni màmá bàbá mi. A tún máa sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ tún ráyè dá sí ètò dáadáa o. Ẹ ṣé gan ni lágbára Ọlọ́run. Mo ti kí gbogbo ẹ má bínú ẹ má tún pè mọ́. Èyí mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ pa fóònù mi ẹ mọ̀ ọwọ́ àárọ̀ báyìí ọwọ́ ọ̀sán ni àwọn èèyàn míì á máa pè. À ní gbé kọ́ọ̀dù mọ́ o. Èèyàn kan béèrè pé bo ni Abuja Suwa òun lè lé àdírẹ́sì ẹ̀ nìyẹn 2 Camden Hill Road, Camden Hill, London W8 7 Alpha Delta. Ibẹ̀ ni Abuja House wà. And there's been a lot ẹ̀jẹ̀ ló wá báyìí so that ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń ṣí image yẹn. So many protests wáyé níbẹ̀ rí ṣe rí ẹ ti dá gate yẹn mọ̀. So èmi rò pé tó bá máa fi di ọ̀la ó yẹ kí gbogbo akáwọ́ ká pàdé níbẹ̀ lọ́la kí lẹ rò sí ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ tó bá máa fi di ọ̀la ká pàdé níbẹ̀ lọ́la ká lọ máa sọ fún Buhari pé you are not dead or alive, it doesn't matter òun lélẹ́yìí. So address yẹn fún ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń béèrè òun nìyẹn. So ibi tó wà nìyẹn address yẹn nìyẹn. So I'm sure you're all seeing it properly. So ẹ lè screenshot ẹ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí address yẹn nìyẹn 2 Campbell Road, Camden Hill, London W8 7 Alpha Delta. And on that note mo kí gbogbo àti darapọ̀ láti 11 tí mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú studio tí mo wá gbé wá sí ti Koiki Media àníri jù báyìí lọ bí a ti ara bá le tó lókun dáadáa tèmi náà ti lọ jẹ̀bà. I greet all my Biafra brothers. Sorry, we lost you sometimes in between our broadcasts with all our, ọmọ Igbo ní ngbàtí, but it's our language and we appreciate it and we love it and I'm sure, you can understand that as well. But one caller that called, maybe you didn't pick that in between. Irú òdèlì ìyẹn gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa, ara àwọn ọmọ Igbo tó gbọ́ Yorùbá díẹ̀ bọ̀ kó ṣe gbogbo wọn. The caller talked about or spoke about 6 friends that got killed by Dangote truck. And that Dangote truck, after they were taken to the mortuary, each one of them was asked to pay 500,000 naira. Wow! Ẹ̀mí tó ń pè ní 500,000 naira ni. Èyí tẹ́ wà nílùú ìwé má wọ̀rí. Irú owó yẹn àwa máa ní owó ti di 750. But think about people at home. 500,000 naira. You can't block the airport from here. It doesn't work like that. And Tony Color block airport. You won't have access to be able to block the airport. But you can do so from Abuja House. Short road here. If 6 people are asked to pay 500,000 naira, that's quite a lot of money. And imagine, these are families that doesn't even have money to feed themselves. It's a very tedious situation. And the doctor was able to say, according to the caller, that they paid 550 million to Sanwo-Olu, the governor that you all love so much. I don't understand how some of you have this kind of love for all these contraction politicians. Politicians to mama pè tó bá sick, tó mama avoid the calling. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń support wọn, tẹ́ bá sick nísìn, ẹ pé politician yẹn kò ní dá yín lóhùn. Ó bá dé hospital wọ́n ní dẹ́ lóhùn. Is that the way you want to continue? I don't think so. Moving forward. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and on that note, I say bye-bye for now. Join me again, if I'm not too tired, I'll be back on the late night broadcast. If not, I think Otumba was saying he wants me to join him on his program at 7 p.m. Even though Moitimo Bitima Wani 7 p.m. But I hope I'll be back home. Tiba Wanile, I'll be able to do the relay of bringing it to you all and you can all enjoy it as well. I'm sure there's so many other programs that will be coming on, after mine. But for now, Mokibo Boyi Musulumi, be Baraka the Jimo, ẹ̀yin ṣe Mùsùlùmí, Mokibo Boyi, ẹ̀yin oníṣẹ̀ṣe wa, ẹ̀yin oníbabaláwo, ìyáláwo, àwọn ìyá onífá, gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá Ọ̀ṣun, ẹ bẹ̀ àwọn pípù yìí, ẹ bẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn oní ilẹ̀ yẹn dáadáa. Kó lè rọrùn fúnra wa tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ kíákíá báyìí. Kọ́lọ́n kó pa Buhari tó ń bọ̀ níbí bí a fake ni bí original ni kó kú sí bíbá kó má lè gbé padà. Àdúrà tèmi nìyẹn. Have a very good morning or good afternoon. Bye for now. Ṣé ká play orin tá a máa ń play yẹn ká kọ́ fi ṣe àsíá yẹn díẹ̀ so kó kọ́ lè balance. Ká kọ́ play ni o. A kú sí bíbá wọ̀ ní òkú ẹ̀ lọ́ máa gbé padà. They are fake new, the original new, it doesn't matter. Let me come out. We be
kings and queens, fisherman with a bag for fish. Africans, you don't know your spirit. You got lost, you been put on a limit. Have you got a minute? Deception is bad and it's dangerous. The situation is getting serious. The robbing of future, the killing us. What about us? What about trust? We taught the Greek and the Roman, yeah. African is more than a million, yeah. Relief from the train, don't mess with my head. I'm free from the plague, from the bomb. We get to have a place in life, in history. We so blessed, never leave in mystery. At the book, disconnect from nature. African, you spiritual creature. Look back and see what God gave us. Any struggle still God, never shame us. Our tradition was a threat to the invaders. Our connection with the past ancestors, cause it connects us. Before we be kings and queens. Fisherman with a bag for fish.